All right, I like it. Welcome to Comics Cast. Like and share on YouTube, guys. We are building our numbers up there. This is our new. We're back with Gerald. Gerald is back. I'm trying to finally get these pointers right. After a long-awaited return, he's back. We're back with Let It Out, and we got a pretty strong crew here today to show you guys some amazing digital art, amazing guys that I just met them today. Gerald knows them for a little bit. They're mega, man. They're tearing me up. Anyway, go ahead, Derrell. Take it away. It's one of those mornings.
We've had an exciting day already. I want to welcome everybody to Comics Cast. It's nice to be back. This is Let It Out, and I've been gone for a couple weekends, but Joe and Rick held down the fort, and we are back. Want to let you know what Comics Cast Let It Out is about. Pretty much, we're all about independent creators. This show specifically is about putting eyes on our creators and doing a draw-along component. So basically, if you're an independent creator and you want to get eyes on your product, we want you to be on Comics Cast. And to be on Comics Cast, you can find us at Comics Cast on Facebook. But if you want to find us on YouTube, you got to go to indiecomicscast.com. And I think, yep, Joe's got it right there. So this is our Indie Comics Cast YouTube page. And you can see from here, if you want to scroll a little bit down there, Joe, you can see that we have a plethora. We have a plethora of videos. And that has all of our old Let It Out episodes, as well as the ART, which is the Artist Roundtable that Joe hosted in the past. We also have the inside the, I think it's called the Artist Studio, Joe?
Yeah, inside the Indie Artist Studio, inside the studio, whatever you want to call it. We've got 3 episodes of that, and we'll have 3 more coming out. Yes. We've got an amazing one where you guys haven't watched it at all, but you guys need to check this one out. This is the one, the mentor block. It was a brainchild of Rick. And we have the amazing Robert Marzullo on there giving art advice. If you guys haven't seen that yet, check it out. We got 75 views on that. That is a very low view count for somebody as masterful as Robert Marzullo. So go check that as well. We've got a lot of stuff on here. This thing is hours of content of how to create indie books, talking about the indie creators, and how to go about business being an artist and a writer and a creator all around in the indie community. So a lot of good stuff in there for everybody to see. Yeah,
definitely. And the follow-up on what Joe said, we talked about during our anniversary show that we're going to be debuting a writer. I don't know what the working title is, the writer's block. It's a little play on words. It's going to be a writing centric show, similar to what we did here with Let It Out, where we feature artists and writers as well. But basically, this will be. I don't think if there's anything out there on the interwebs that really show a writing process. And we have 3 fantastic writers that are in the independent community. They're going to be coming together, and they're going to be just basically showing you their own writing processes and then having the audience participate in it. So you get an inside look in terms of how writing is done for independent books. But that's another thing for another day. Today is all about our guests, and our guests here represent something really special. They are part of a crew that's in the Midwest, that in the Chicago area. I was introduced to them through one of our former Let It Out guests, which was Joe Robinson Curry. So if you guys know who that guy is, he's kind of like Kevin Bacon there in Chicago. It's like it's like 6 degrees of separation. Joe Curry. It's like everybody knows Joe Curry or have heard of this guy, and through him, I got to meet our guest today. I was on the Punks radio show, and I got to meet our guest for today. And I'm going to do the drum. Well, actually, I won't do the drum roll. I'll just get the guys in here.
Yeah, bring them in because I'm just sharing away. Don't mind me.
Yes. All right. So Joe's going to be like sharing out this thing. I'm going to get our crew in here for that. So without further ado, we got D-Nick. How you doing, man? Oh, you're on mute. Make sure you're off.
Oh, there he goes. Who's there?
Mike sound nice.
Mike is hot.
Mike is hot. Right. And we got Mr. Daimon Hampton. How you doing, Daimon?
Yo, what's up?
He's already busy. He's plugging away already.
Yeah, he's trying to get ahead of the game. Hey, slow down. Don't pretend like you know all the challenges already.
Oh,
no,
we didn't tell you the challenges.
Okay. Here, it just felt like something to do.
Okay. Well, let's get the third musketeer in this crew we got here, and that is Mr. Derrell Spicy, who's also, aka What's Up, Man?
Oh, crazy, man.
Oh, you guys are fantastic. I'm gonna play the Brady Bunch and move you guys if they're.
Man.
I'm gonna move you guys to top. I'm gonna put. Let's put D-Nick in the center because he's the connection point right here. So I want to welcome you all. Say hello to the Comics Cast audience. Say hi, everybody.
Yo, what's up, y'all?
Hey, how you doing?
Oh wait, that's me.
All right, so I want to welcome you all. This has been in the works for like, I don't know. Has it been a month, couple months there, D-Nick? We've been talking about this.
About 2 months.
About 2 months.
And that's something I gotta apologize as Comics Cast. We just don't have enough platforms, enough shows going on.
Oh,
everybody's working, everybody's grinding, but you know, how many shows can you have and support in a week?
That's true.
Right.
Yeah. So sorry for the delay, guys. But I'm happy you guys got on here.
Well, what's important is that you guys are here now, and that's all that matters. So if our audience, let me go ahead and make sure we got some comments already in here.
I'm not doing my job.
Yeah, I'll let Joe send out some links because we want to get eyes on you guys. And while he's doing that, we're gonna pop up some comments. I want you guys to know you don't have to worry about responding to the comment field. We'll pop it up for you guys. Well, if there are questions that are directly to you, we'll just read them out to you.
Yeah, we don't do like purchase comments. Like every comment's going to come up as best we can, and we'll discuss on the show. So
right.
As long as it's not the IRS.
Yeah, that's exactly. No IRS here. But I want to let our audience know. Look at the scrolling ticker below. This is how you can get in contact with D-Nick, Derrell, and Daimon.
Their links are at the top of the chat, so go ahead and pay attention to that, guys.
They are there too. And if you guys, D-Nick, Derrell, and Daimon, if you want to put in the comment field any additional ways to reach you guys, you can definitely do that. But yeah, this is a super talented crew. Like I said, it's been 2 months in the making. I sort of like gave a shout out to Joe Curry. He's kind of like a little bit of the nexus point here, and I was so honored to be on his radio show, the Punks radio show, and that's where I met D-Nick. And D-Nick is I let him know he's a cerebral guy. He has so much on his mind, and it shows up when I was talking to him. We were talking about what the Microphone Misfits are. That's his crew, and basically we're talking about the fusion of hip hop and comics, and that's where we got What's Up, Man, Derrell, and that's where we got Daimon coming in to like bring this fusion together. So this is the part of the show where I hand the mic over to you guys, and I know that D-Nick is familiar with the mic. He's going to be able to tell us a little bit about himself, and I'm going to pull up a screen of some artwork, and it's just going to be a visual backdrop to what these phenomenal talents are just going to talk about. So D-Nick, the mic is in your hands, and let's just show some artwork.
Okay, well, like straight up, thank you, Joe, Gerald, for having me and the fellas on. Like infinite blessings, and appreciate that, man. It's a dope platform. I've watched the show, so I'm happy about being on here. Definitely honored. About the Microphone Misfits. I'll start with there because that's the kind of the thing. It's an all elemental crew. We like, and what I mean by that is all hip hop elemental crew. We do DJing, we're graffiti artists, we're breakers, what people know as breakdancers, and we're MCs, and we exemplify the fifth element of hip hop, which is knowledge. That is what the group is about, and the series is Escape from Babylon. Before the group album, my last 2 solo albums, which the group helped put together, but so I never felt like it was a solo album. But my last solo album was called Graphic Novel. I've always been a comic book head. I have a background in theater. Like I'm a playwright. I've worked for Free Street Theater for 7 years. Did stuff with the Goodman Theater, did stuff with Victory Gardens Theater in Chicago. So writing has always been my thing, like writing plays and writing scripts. And obviously writing songs and writing raps with my brother. I left the theater business and pursued hip hop full time with my crew. And as a kid, like, like I'm dyslexic, so I love like comics help me with reading and things of that nature. So that's where, and my grandfather used to have a saying. He'd be like, "Boy, if you was into this stuff as like that much, you better figure out a way to make some money out of it." So I consolidated everything. Fast forward, my last album was called Graphic Novel, and we toured it on Wizard World. And so we were on the Wizard World tour, like performing at Wizard World Comic Con, meeting all of these people. And I realized that was back in 2010. I realized hip hop needed to be there. Like it was a place, like there was an untapped market there at that time. And hip hop made geek culture cool. Like,
That's right.
hip hop doesn't get the credit for that, but like hip hop made geek culture cool. While everybody else was like getting stuffed in lockers, we was breaking and reading comics and DJing while we was doing whatever, kids in the hood was doing. Um and I really wanted to cement in that world, and I kind of missed writing scripts, and I was just like, you know what, to captivate the group making our official album, I wanted to do a comic book. Got to shout out John Park, got to shout out my crew, Mel L, my DJ, Ray Alike, my partner in rhyme, Defects, Jet, Solo, the B-Boys putting the move in the movement. On the Wizard World tour, I met Joe, and Joe is an extreme hip hop head, and he was like, "Whoa!" Like the last date of the tour was in Chicago, which is home base for me and the fellas, and so it just made sense of us to connect, and we wanted to keep going, so we made our comic with John Park. He was the artist, and we decided to do an album release party. We did a art of villainry battle, like an artist battle. We had artists come in to draw, and so that like and their character, they would win tickets to C2E2, the comic convention, and they would get their character featured in the next book. One of my former students, who like he was, because I'm a teacher, one of my former students and mentees is like a really good friend of Daimon, and that is the start of how me and Daimon connected first.
Uh-huh.
I passed it to Daimon Hampton.
Okay, there we go. So look at that, expertly passing the mic here. So they'll continue this. Oops, we get it. Okay, I heard a phone ring. I don't know if that was me or somebody else. But anyway, so the mic now is in your hands, Daimon.
Yeah. So about I want to say like 7 years ago, I just started taking comics seriously and doing it with this group called UTB. It was me, Steven Scott, Chris Whitaker, Sherman Owl, and Stephen Gale, and Trayvon. I can't remember Trey's last name. I'm not a fan. I mean, he's online and recorded for posterity's sake, but like, don't tell him that I said that. And, so at the time, I was the last person to join that group, and they had already gotten a table at C2E2. They met me, and I was working on this comic with them called 12 Gauge Stereo. And because I was the last person to join, they didn't have a badge for me. And my friend Adonis goes, they doing this album release party with an art contest. If you win, you get past the P2. So I come in there and I draw this character Auto-Tune, and he appears in the second issue of the Microphone
Escape from Babylon.
Yeah, in Escape from Babylon. So moving forward, like I worked on books with UTB, of course. That was 12 Gauge Stereo. That was fun. Then I worked with Rotten Apple Comics with Gator and them, and I worked on a few different books for like different people of varying quality. I don't really mess with them no more.
I love that. That's that low level shade of varying quality.
I always did the best I could, but
if people say that Gerald's work is of varying quality, I know what they mean. But, that's okay. That's all right. That's all right.
This is a professional situation. You can't be like, oh, that was boo boo.
Hey, David, real quick. This is your artwork on the right? I had to leave for a second. Sorry.
Yeah.
All right. So this is your stuff on the right.
Yeah.
It's showing.
All right.
Yeah.
So can you go back up to that static shot real quick?
Yeah. I'm controlling it. Let me go up there real quick. I wanted to.
I had to say something about this because I saw this before the pregame, or the show rather. I just was like immediately. I was like, finally, a drawing of Static Shock that I actually like. Like for some reason, I've always been a hater on how Static Shock looks. Like he always looks kind of like he should be super cool, and I understand like his hierarchy on the importance of that character, but I'm like, I just don't like. I saw him on his show, I saw him in the animated show, and I was always like, this isn't quite enough to be at the level of what this character needs to be. That looks badass. Like,
yeah, I love it, man. I kind of came up with my own little design for Static that I like and I use regularly. And to me, his design was always, at least from watching the show, because the original comic was different, but I got into it from the show, and his design was always a little busy for me. So I kind of like, I streamlined it a little bit, and I really like it. And so that's the one I use all the time. It kind of gives me a little, and it also gives me a little bit of like free reign with them because I can always claim it's not static if I need to like sell it or whatever. It's, you know, like he's one of 17 black superheroes with electric power, so it's cool.
Yeah.
I had to say my piece on that because I've always been a Static. I respect but hater at the same time, I guess.
Right. I the same thing. It's like he's not Black Lightning. How about that? He's Static Shock. And what I like about this too is that with Daimon's style is you have a manga anime influence, but you're able to take that influence and weave it into your own, and that's what I really like about that. And it's shown in this artwork. You have a very solid graphic design sense here. I love how you integrate the screen tones, and the color work is just your color choice, your color theory is on game. It's on point. Just some really, really cool stuff.
It has to be. I got to know what I'm doing. I'm colorblind.
What? You're colorblind?
Yes.
You're joking.
Of course you are. That makes sense.
That's actually the only conversation I've ever had with Justin Paulsner. Like, rest in peace to that dude. He was growing up. He was the man on Colors in Marvel, and I was like, look, I'm colorblind. I can't.
What do you literally color by numbers?
No, it's red green colorblind, so I can see they're off. Like, I remember I accidentally made them green.
Okay, well, all I gotta say, we just learned that D-Nick was dyslexic. We learned from Daimon that he's colorblind. I'm waiting to see what Derrell says about himself.
Hey, listen, we got Darrell's computer up. Okay, that's what we know about Derrell.
These guys are so talented. You know, look at this stuff. And let me just go ahead and go through this. Go ahead and keep on talking. I'm going to show some more artwork.
Yeah, no, I learned real fast though that you gotta make your own stuff. I did an online comic called Hold Me Down for a few years. That was around the time that, and then I did, and now I'm working on this book, Rose Society. I'm working on a book called Become. I'm working on some, and then I'm still doing like client work too. But those are my two main projects right now. Right. And then I got some other stuff in the works with some friends of mine. But around the time I was working on Hold Me Down, like the second issue of that, D-Nick was like, "We need a new artist. Do you want to do it?" I think I was just seeing around all the time, and he was somebody I talked to because D has like all these stories, and I love a good story. You telling me about anything, it's so funny because I'm not a hip hop head. Like I don't I'm not like a backpacker. I listen to like my favorite rappers are all the same favorite rappers of every white kid with horn rim glasses. Like yeah, so like
it's pop hip hop, right? Is that
like,
what you're
Yeah.
Pop. It's pop.
pop hop?
I wouldn't say that, but just like I listen to like Run the Jewels, I listen to Childish Gambino, Lupe Fiasco. These rappers that people attach to that are typically like, I don't know, like I like them for different reasons, but it tends to be like the rappers that hipsters really like too. So like,
it's all good. That's not a problem.
But I'm big on music history. I listen to D-Talk all day about music history and his theories about why stuff is going on, and I take that into every documentary that I pick up. So like, working with him is fun because it's like it's nice to work with somebody that you understand that's not exactly the same as you.
Yeah, that's
Right.
that's all about the diversity of work.
That's what's so crazy about this world right now. I love it. I love that different people can work together, and that's badass, and it makes better content.
It does.
Before we go to Derrell, I wanted to ask D-Nick a question real quick. Can you explain? Because you said the fifth element of rap was knowledge, and it seems like everyone in the crew understood that.
No, I said hip hop, not
rap.
hip
Hip hop. Sorry.
Okay.
Yeah. The fifth element of hip hop is knowledge. Yes.
All right. So can you explain what those elements are, and like how does it tie in with what you guys are doing right now?
Okay. And then I can use that to segue to Spice up here. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
Like so.
Like a true MC.
There's 5 elements. Like when they say there's 5 elements, like, and that's what we call now. Like really, in all cultures, they're in their artistic expression. They have 5 pillars of points. Where there's the dance, which how you move. So like it's for us it's breaking and freestyle dance. Like for certain it might be Brazilian capoeira or all of that. Whatever culture you have, the way you move. Also, every culture has their specific drum. In hip hop, our drummer is the DJ, so that's that element. Really, that's the first element. Like if I'm going out of order, the DJ, and then the breaker, and then there's a way that you talk, a way that you communicate, the way that the orator, the griot, the storyteller, that's for us, that's the MC. But these exist in all cultures. And then there's the history, the tradition, and all of that stuff where it comes from, how to do these routines, how to do these work, how to do these elements. That's the knowledge. And the graffiti is like every culture has their artists. Like, and it's funny, if you take a baby and give a baby a pen or a pencil or a marker, the first thing the baby's going to do is write on the wall. Like humans don't naturally write on paper or draw on paper. You learn to draw on paper. You learn to write on paper. Your natural inkling is to write on the wall. And usually you try to write your name or write what you look like, what your family looks like, and all of that type of stuff. So when I say elements, like it gives validity to hip hop, and where everything like connects with me, Daimon, and Spicy, I feel as if we're 3 different generations, with me in the middle, Daimon a little younger, Spicy a little older, and so there's a knowledge. Daimon has new knowledge. Yeah,
much older.
He's Old Spice. Old Spice.
Old Spice. There it is. Old Spice.
But Daimon is new knowledge. Like a lot of times, like younger cats, you kind of brush them off like they don't know nothing, but they just don't know how to. They might just not know how to academianize and articulate what they already know, but they know it. They have new knowledge. I learn from Daimon more from what he do than what he say to me. You know what I'm saying? Mm-hmm. Spicy gives me a lot of game. Like as a writer, it refines as a writer, it refines me because we go back and forth. Where like, you know, he does a lot of amazing things that he doesn't know I call them $5 words. He don't know the $5 words of this stuff, but he does it like the pros. Like, and if you never went to a writing school, like he's a trained fashion artist. He's an all-around artist. So if you never went to like a playwriting class or screenwriting class, you might not know what mise en scene is. That's a fancy $5 French word. And you know what I'm saying? And but mise en scene is nothing more than visual exposition. That's all it is. It's visual exposition. So where these two kind of connect, and how I'm transitioning from Daimon to Spicy, starting back to the origin. I'm on tour with Wizard World. I meet Joe Robinson Curry, my Punks of Rage podcast partner. Joe is a fan of the Microphone Misfits, and Joe is like a dope artist, and not like creator, like he's a dope writer and dope creator. I love the Punks of Rage book, so I was like, yo, man, this cat that's really dope and got this book and got this video game is a fan of us. We got to exploit that and see what we can learn. You know what I'm saying? And so, like, I'm at my day job, you know, which is so funny because Damien's girlfriend used to work at that day job. It's so crazy, like, which is bugged out. But I'm at my day job, you know, because I got like a gang of jobs. And, you know, Spicy is drawing Punks of Rage. And I skipped something. Joe hired me to do a theme song for Punks of Rage.
Yeah.
So Spicy heard my music before he ever met me. So he just see me walking around this store, and he's like, "Oh," I'm like, "Yo, that's Dodger." And he was like, "You know Punks of Rage?" I was like, "Yeah, man, I did the theme song." And he was like, "You one of the Microphone Misfits?" I was like, "Yeah, I'm D-Nick." And then like we started talking, and that is how I met Spicy.
Yeah.
And Spicy actually referred Daimon to me. You know what I'm saying? Like Spicy was just like, just because I wanted Spicy to do some art, and he was like, "Nah, man, you can't afford me. You can't afford me. I'm too high. I'm too high." But I see. I'll color it. I'll color it for you. You should get Dave. He ain't got no credits. He talented art, and he ain't got no credits. He ain't big like me. I used to do it for Barbara Bates and everybody. I'm the man. But so I'm passing to my man Spice.
with an intro like that, Derrell Spicy. So just so you know, Derrell is so talented and so prolific that he has 3 names. He's Derrell, he's Spicy, and he's What's Up, Man. So it's like the guy is so big, he has 3 names. But that's a phenomenal intro. Derrell, Derrell, Spicy. I'm just gonna say Spicy because I keep on wanting to say Derrell. Derrell, Spicy. Yes. The mic is now in your hands, and I'm going to show some of your artwork because it's phenomenal in its own right as well.
Whatever. I'm hacking this channel as the person who owns Comics Cast, and I'm going to change it from What's Up, Man to Old Spice. Like
man, yes, I cannot stand that name. But it goes right now because I am older now. But when I was young, I was hearing that as a kid, and my dad used to wear Old Spice. Oh, no. But yeah, when I met D-Nick, it was in that sense of frame. I saw him doing this work. You know, when I was doing my work, he told me that he did a theme song. But the funny part about that, I asked him about a job. You know, because he said he worked at a school, and I told him, you know, I teach, and he said, "Okay, then I'll let you know." It took 2 years, and he had an opening for me. But this is how he came to me with it. He got me the job. He said, there's always a catch to it. When I got the job, he said, "You owe me one." I thought I was like one of them gangster movies or something. He said, "You owe me." I'm like saying, "What?" He said, "You owe me." And I'm like saying, "Okay, I owe you." And I ain't taking it serious. A couple of months went by, years went by. He comes to me with this book. And I'm like saying, you want me to do this book for you?
No, it was the video first. It was the video
No,
first.
the video. And I didn't want to do that because that's a lot of work. I had to. He tallied up my checks at the job. He said, you're working for this long, you're doing this. That's a lot of money you'd have made coming to the job. You can at least do a video for me. So I had to do this video for him for a little nothing. But it was so fun though how he did it because I knew I had to do it. Because I'm a man of my word. Once I said I'm gonna do something, I do it. I could be dying. I'm still gonna do it. And me doing that, me being as an artist, I grew up from the projects when I was growing up. And I started off drawing from there. I was a little kid drawing, like D-Nick said, I was drawing on walls, paper, anything that was white, I would draw on it. And my mom got tired of that. She started saying, I'm gonna get him an art kit. So I got an art kit. I ran into this guy who was drawing the characters in the Marvel universe. He was drawing Spider-Man. He was drawing these characters. But my favorite character was Iron Fist and Master Kung Fu. And he asked me, could I draw this? I was like 5 or 6. I drew it so well. He looked at me, he said, man, you can draw that good. I said, I've never seen these characters. I was good in copying. Mm-hmm. So I had a good photographic memory. So I started going to these contests, and I was just winning contests as a kid. And then when I went to high school, I got into music because I was doing a lot of music, and I started hanging out with some of the gang members. And by me not being a gang member, they knew I was an artist. So that would save me. That would get me into places because I knew how to draw. And most of the gang was rappers, but they were nerds, but they didn't want nobody else to know that. Oh, so they break dance, they love comics, but they were thugs. So I couldn't get on the football team because I didn't want to play football. I didn't want a basketball team, so I got in the art club. I was such a geek.
So you ain't want to mess up that conch. You had a conch.
Yeah. I had a curl too. I had that curl. He is not lying. I had an Albie Shore that Ready for the World curl.
Albie Shore. Oh my God.
That Albie Shore voice, that Ready for the World curl.
That's right.
And I'm just shaking it and just flouncing it around, blowing in the wind. So when I would go to the lunchroom, they all knew I was an artist. And they all knew I was in an art club. So we got the chance to go to all the sports because we would draw the banners.
Yeah.
So we was guys with the banners. And that's how I got to sit down with the football players. And then they'll push me over to the side because they want other football players to know that they know me. So then I started doing comic books. I got with Joe. See, because I didn't like comic books. I thought that was like a little low for me. Because I was into fashion. I drew anatomy. I was drawing all that. I want to be a fine artist. I was making so much money in this thing. I mean, I was making like $800 a day.
Oh my God.
I was out there hustling.
You're gonna turn off all of our indie creators. They're gonna say, I don't want to be.
Yeah, we just went from 12 viewers to 6. Thanks, Spice.
Fashion artist.
F this dude. I'm out.
Man, I was kicking like this stuff right here. You see right here? I was making over $1,000 drawing this stuff.
This is awesome. This is the Bulls team that I know. This is the Jordan era.
I understand what you're saying though. Like there's different ways to use your art skills to be able to make money, and there's different avenues. Comics has always been sort of considered, even from the very beginning, and maybe not for about 8 years in the 90s there, but like it's always been sort of that secondary tier. You don't really get that respect for that. Now, I get it. Right. I get it, man.
And when I was doing this comic, only time I made money if I'm drawing for other people, but me selling my stuff, it took a while. So I started thinking, I said, you know what, I'm going to sell my artwork, my comics like I sell my artwork. I went to the streets and I would sell 25 books in 5 minutes. Wow. Just walking the block and it's gone. And I treat it like dope. I get them good quality with a low cost. And I get them hooked. And everybody asks me, when the next series coming out? I got them hooked.
Well, I guess we got to know a little bit inside track for any independent creators there. you got to think of your indie comic creation like dope. You got to get them hooked on it. And this is what, we just got to hear a little bit about Spicy here. And, it's a little out of chronological order, but these are some of the hip hop, some of the album covers that you did. I want to get to I think, let me scroll back up. This is the stuff that you did with Joe Robertson Curry, right?
Yep.
Yeah. And I wanted to also get to, just I look at this and I got this has Frank Miller vibes. It says Sin City. I don't know if
that's called a something noir. That character with that monster with all them tentacles is based off that story.
Okay. Well, I'm just thinking that you have such a diversity of style here. I mean, it's like you're an artistic chameleon. We got some digital art. We have stuff that you've done with acrylics. That's that we saw those the Chicago Bulls. And then we have just a lot of attitude. There's a lot of things, and I can see why D-Nick came back to you and said, "You owe me." It's like he like the mists in the night part, and D-Nick appears and goes, "I've come to collect."
Right. I used to tell D-Nick this about I ain't got nothing against the young people that do the artwork. But I always used to say there are two types of people cut. Some cut from doilies and some cut from leather. I'm cut from leather because I'm old school. The ones who cut from doilies, they kind of nice. They pretty. They got the technology, but when this stuff shuts down, they're gonna go crazy.
I
because they're not used to the dirt.
Oh, okay. I got you. You're and that's what I like about we see all those different types. I didn't get a chance to. We showed this at the very beginning. This character here in the middle, that's your OC, right?
Yeah, that's my OC character.
And you want to talk a little bit about this character, who he is?
Okay, What's Up Man is based on some of the experience in my neighborhood. This character is based on a boy with superpowers, but he refused to use it because he's a teenager. He looked at it as different reasons for to get girls, to get popularity. So he's not finding himself. And when I was telling the story about What's Up Man, and a lot of people in my neighborhood said they could respect the guy because they remind them of their nephews. They have potential, but they don't know it until later.
I got
you. So this is based on an everyday boy in our neighborhood that has something but don't know it yet.
Yeah. I totally dig it, and I like his weakness here. It has it's almost biblical. He's like Samson. It's you cut his hair, and that's his weakness. It's his kryptonite. I just think that's so cool. And I'm looking at this. It definitely has we were talking about all the styles that you have. This has a Boondocks, kind of like a.
I'm from that era. I'm from that era.
Yeah.
That Boondocks. I used to read a newspaper, and I had this character was out a long time ago when I was doing Joe stuff. It was called Alley Kids at first.
Alley Kids. Okay. It's just really cool. And I want to you have so much cool art, and we need to get to the live drawing because we started.
We're almost at 40 minutes now. We're gonna have to
so let me go ahead and show this. This is what D-Nick alluded to. This is the fashion side. This is this is the stuff that I want to say Old Spice, but I don't want to offend you. This is the highbrow art that D-Nick pulled Derrell from. He said, "You're not doing that high art anymore. You're going to do comics with me." I love this because I see graphic design in here. It's not only fashion art. There's graphic design in this, and I can see why. I think that you found a way to bridge.
When you've got the original behind you on the wall, is that the original?
Yeah, that's original.
Yeah, I noticed that too. It's so cool that you can pull all of your experience from all of these different mediums and arenas in the art field and bring it to the Microphone Misfits too. But I just really wanted to showcase this stuff because this shows a diversity in style. I mean, it's like you almost could look at this and see almost like a different artist. And as we go through these eras, it's like you're Pablo Picasso. You got different eras of your art style, but beautiful stuff. And I think this is a good segue into getting back into the Microphone Misfits and doing our first live drawing. So I'm going to set up my art cam and we're going to pull that up pretty quick. We're going to pull up both Derrell and Daimon are digital artists, so we're gonna have to like flip between theirs and then my little screen.
We got Derrell's and this one's Damien's.
Yes. So I'm gonna put up my art cam and I'm gonna shut up and I'm gonna let Joe and D-Nick kind of like they're gonna do mystery science theater. They're gonna do running commentary while we're drawing.
First off, Derrell likes to micromanage everybody as if he's gonna tell us to talk. All right, we'll talk if we want to talk, Derrell.
Okay, I'll shut
Get to work. All right.
I'll shut up. All right.
So Derrell, you've got yours.
I'm getting it up right now. Hold a second.
All right. Okay. Boom. There we go. All right. So one of the things that I wanted to ask you guys about was that if this was only digital or if you're doing prints as well.
Oh no, we're doing prints. Like the book Escape from Babylon. You know, it's like I have physical. It comes with the album. It's better. Like the
okay,
comic,
yeah, that's what I was thinking. Okay, cool.
The comic and the album are a package combo. And you know, what I really appreciated about like with Daimon and Spicy, like they really they actually like the story. So it's not like they don't treat it like, oh, this is just a job I'm doing. Like, no, they actually like dig the story. Like Daimon, especially as a non-hip hop head, like the fact that because the premise of the story is I take the conspiracy theories about the music business and put them in a literal context, in a literal action adventure context. So is my group as like agents of fortunes, like fighting the powers that be, which is why Auto-Tune like was a perfect character for everything, you know, and a perfect nemesis for us, and like they get it, like they get the humor, like because they're witty cats, so it helps. It's like even when we disagree, and like it's probably the funnest like creative fights I've ever had in working with people. You know what I'm saying? Like I never walk away from a fight, especially with this guy. There you go. I never walk away from a fight with this guy and feel like I don't want to work with him. I always feel refreshed after we bang heads about the stuff. Like it feels like a writer's room. Like it's very collaborative. You know, you know, like it's fun. Like, you know, I remember Joe Robinson Curry sat in on me and Spicy like arguing one time, and like we were like just and Joe was like, "Man, are you guys okay?" I was like, "Yeah, that's my man. We good." Like, you know what I'm saying? That's how we communicate. And he was like, "You should." And he calls Derrell, "Are you okay? Are you and D-Nick okay?" He was like, "Yeah, man, that's my guy." Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
hey, but it still goes both ways, even with me and Daimon, because we the artists. So like when Daimon was doing D-Nick's artwork for the second book, and he was telling me about it, he said, "Oh my God, it is so many peoples in this book." And all this, I said, Daimon, you gotta do 22 pages. He said, "I don't know. I might have to go over it." I said, "But Daimon, I got to color all these people." So don't get upset. I have to color these. He said, "Yeah, you're right.
Okay. I think that's we're gonna actually save some of those stories while we're drawing. So let's start our first drawing challenge. And I just wanted to I wanted to show this to our audience, and hopefully we can get people to draw along with us. So our first drawing challenge is gonna be a fun one. If you notice this character right here, this is D-Nick, and D-Nick. If you look in the comic, it was interesting observation is that all the crew, the Microphone Misfits crew, they're all in plain clothes. They're like what they just normal streetwear. What I think when I was talking to Daimon and Derrell, it's like, what could we do for our first challenge? And our first challenge is to draw D-Nick as like a hero or villain from a popular comic book. So we're gonna have like 20 minutes to do that. Joe will manage the clock and he'll do the commentary with D-Nick, and of course, Daimon, Derrell, you can add in any commentary you want. and then I want if our audience, if they want to draw along with us, please do. It'll be a really fun treat to like figure out which hero or villain from a mainstream comic you would like to draw D-Nick as. So you see D-Nick, in the little screen right here. So you might have to tell D-Nick to stay still, so that way you can see him. But you can definitely.
The deal is, guys.
Yeah.
Draw along with us. You got 15 minutes. We'll start collecting about 11:17.
Yep.
My time, Pacific Standard Time. So that's in about 15 minutes from now. And just draw, and then take a picture of it and upload it in our art show, and art show group on Facebook, and we will broadcast that live on the show. There's no strings attached, no trick here. Just draw, take a picture of it, put it up there, and we'll promote you on the show.
All right.
Draw along with us, guys. All right.
Daimon, if you finish early, just go back to working on our book.
Get back to work.
We're on the time crunch.
All right. So the clock is ticking. Let's start drawing.
Right.
I'm trying to make it look good.
Yeah, take a picture of this if you're drawing along, and we'll drop out. All right. So we got that. You guys saw it. All right. Boom. Removed. All right. So we got some drawing. We got some digital stuff going on. All right. First off, how can they pick up your book right now if they wanted to buy the book, D-Nick?
You go to the microphonemisfits.com. We have Microphone Misfits t-shirts like I'm wearing, different colors, and we have our comic book and album combo. Like when you buy the album, you get the digital comic, the physical comic. You got choices. You can order the digital comic and the digital album, or you can buy the physical comic, which will be mailed to you, and you get the digital comic and the album like same day. Then that's microphonemisfits.com. That's THEMICROPHONEMISFITZ. The Microphone Misfits. Who else could it be?
That's right.
Nice. All right. So a couple of things about you said you're carving out. There's a little bit of space for you guys that isn't really been, the combining the hip hop with the comics. Who else is out there that's kind of in that space with you?
Oh, well, now it's a lot. It was 10 years ago. It wasn't a lot. It was just us and a few other people. Now, like that mission has kind of it's evolved. So now it's about carving out and planting our flag and making sure that we are respected and into that. So there's people, and it's beyond just hip hop and comics now. If you go to the conventions, it's a lot of people in the geek spaces, like doing video game raps and things of that nature.
Mm-hmm.
But particularly with comics, I remember when we were on the Wizard World tour, we met DMC and from Run DMC, and he has a comic book company now called Derrell Makes Comics. You know what I'm saying? DMC. And he does the intro for all of our albums. He did the intro for Escape from Babylon 1, 2, and 3, and 4. Trying to get him for 5. Fingers crossed. But yeah, man, so there's a lot of people in those spaces. You have, Cypress Hill is coming out with a graphic novel now. Afua from Lovecraft Country, who did the artwork on Lovecraft Country. She's like mixing art and comics because she's done some stuff with Marvel as well. So there's more that are there, and I'm happy to be like a rock in that mortar. Like nobody can ever take that away from the Microphone Misfits or from John Park or these two gentlemen above and beneath me.
Don't forget about Glyph.
Yeah, go ahead. Sorry.
Glyph has Samurai in the Hoodie. That is he doing in part with the boys from why am I forgetting the Wu-Tang Clan?
RZA bought the movie rights to Samurai in the Hoodie. The RZA from Wu-Tang Clan, yeah.
Yeah. So that's somebody else we mess with, and he's cool people, and I just people gotta know about him.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
I got you. What was I gonna ask you? All right, so but you guys been doing this for 10 years now, the same crew?
Yeah, over 10 years, but the first official group album came out in 2012. Like our first comic and our first group
Yeah.
album, and so currently what we're working on now, we're working on Escape from Babylon, Volume 5, and like Daimon is redoing Escape from Babylon 1 and 2. So this is like the first time that I've kind of split, Spicy and Daimon up a little bit. You know what I'm saying? For time, because like our 10-year anniversary is in March. So the hope is to have an anniversary trade book by March.
When you line that up, are you trying to line that up with any cons that are happening?
I can't disclose those yet. Because we have some things that's in the works that I can't disclose just yet, unfortunately. But yeah, we perform at the cons as well as do normal tours. This year I'm performing. Me and the group are performing at Anime Midwest in Chicago. So that'll be the first con that I've been to since the pandemic.
Yeah.
So it's yeah, man, it's cool, and sometimes I'll get the guys to hook up a tour poster too, because they're beyond like comic book artists. So like Spicy will do a tour poster, and even we did a Midwest anime EP, and it's like 4 songs, and the EP, Daimon did all of the like posters. He did a poster for each song on the EP. So it was dope, man. It was like a parody of us, of similar to what y'all doing. That it was a parody of us, as like some of my favorite anime and manga characters. So,
Nice.
They paid us, and then I had to give that money to these clowns. Like
Everyone's got to get paid, man.
Trying to
Oh yeah. So how's it been for you guys in the last year? Converting over to your normal sort of day to day. How you guys have been, grinding this out. Then we had COVID hit, kind of converted into this new space. How have you guys kept kind of pushing?
Man,
actually, I'm working.
Yeah.
Yeah.
We teach online.
Go.
Me and D-Nick, we teach at school, so we were teaching art online.
Now, is this through a college? I can't remember if you guys said this earlier.
Yeah.
Is this through your personal classes that you're doing?
It's through Columbia College.
Columbia College. Okay, yeah.
Yeah.
So you guys push your 9 to 5 online, and that's how you did it.
Well, it correlates. Like I teach hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Spicy teaches art, so it doesn't feel like a job when you're doing what you love.
Oh, I know what you're saying. No, I got you.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Like I had a job.
It feels like a job. It just feels less annoying than my other jobs.
Everyone's got So you've been doing it over 10 years. What I like about you guys is you seem to have, well, I say it as if I have one thing I like about you guys. One of the things I like about you guys is that I dig is that, you guys have something to say, but it doesn't seem like it's going to overtake your ability to tell like badass stories. Yeah. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'd be curious what you guys are, after going on the book 5, where are you guys at with how you feel like you've wanted to say something? Have you gotten it out there? Would you change anything? Like, how are you moving forward with communicating? Because sort of what message you guys want to be putting out there.
Each album and each book, because I look at them as one. At this point, like each album and each book, I wanna learn something new, and I wanna grow the audience. So like for book 4, book 4 was the first time that I ever had any outside investors. And like I had to collaborate with people. So like I was, it was a different type of pressure. Like before, it's always been me and my DJ Mel L and Ray Light and the rest of the crew of the Microphone Misfits, like dictating the music and dictating where it goes. But then and it wasn't a bad experience. It's just like, when people put money up, they get say so. You know what I'm saying?
Right.
And it was great to learn that. I had never really experienced that. So like my man Big Hurt, shout out to him, still my business partner to this day. He does our merchandise, but he invested in because he has like licensing deals with like Trauma, like Toxic Avenger and Space Invaders, the video game. So he came to me and was like, I want to invest in the next Escape from Babylon. And I was like, all right, what you want to do? Like, let me know what I got to deal with. And he was like, I want you to do a collaborative project with Megaran, with the rapper Megaran. Shout out to him. He was like, I want you to collaborate with Nucleus. I want you to put them both in the book. I want you to send the Microphone Misfits to space and make me a space pirate. Like, and
so that's how that thing happened. Okay.
And yeah, so, and as I was like, all right. And so Nucleus is legendary. They're hip hop icons. Like,
jam on it.
Yeah.
You're like whatever you want, man.
I was like, cool, man. You got it, Hurt. You want to be a space pirate? Cool. I go to Daimon, and Damon's like, all right. And then I go to Spicy, and he was like, space? No. You gonna send everybody to space? No, man. Why are you sending people out of space? This is grounded. This is for the streets. Why are you sending them out of space? I'm like, money being put up.
And then I said it'll be like that TV show, Homeboys from Outer Space. and I was teasing about that. I said, nah, it's another Homeboys from Outer Space.
Okay. D-Nick responded with, because we're getting paid.
I know. He was saying that. He said they got to go out of space. I said, you got to see them black guys everywhere. Now they out in space. I said, you seen Star Wars? It ain't that many black people in Star Wars. So why you putting all these black people out in space now?
That's exactly why you put all these black people in space, Spicy. Like,
they're gonna steal all the moon rocks.
Steal all the moon rocks.
Thank you, Daimon. Thank you, Daimon. Thank you, Your Honor. Can you advise the defendant to shut up while I'm talking?
I have to say that there is still. I mean, we talk about no black characters in outer space. We got Mace Windu. He's the ultimate badass Jedi.
Yeah, but he's by himself. He ain't got his homies. He ain't got nobody to sit down and go and have barbecues with. I mean, look at him. He's like, I wish I was back at home at the project. He can't chill. He can't go to the liquor store. He can't go to the Dollar Tree or nowhere. He can't do nothing.
So Joe, you asked early. You guys asked earlier. You said Daimon is colorblind, D-Nick is dyslexic. Spicy, you can see it. It's crazy.
and I am not politically correct. I'm gonna tell it like it is.
You're not wrong. You're not wrong.
That guy don't have that much to talk about when he out there because he ain't got his peer. You can't get nobody no dab or nothing.
You want Mace Windu to dab?
Yeah, you might want to dab somebody. Say, "What's up, Joe?" He can't say none of that stuff. He just got to sit back and with a robe on and hang out with aliens. More aliens than it is black people.
He got a purple sword. He the only one with a purple lightsaber.
He's the only one that went to George Lucas and was like, I want a purple lightsaber. Like,
I know.
Yes, he was trying to get up with that Prince stuff. That's what it was. He was trying to show up Prince. Prince had a purple guitar. He said, "I want a purple sword."
He could have said,
I never thought about that before. That's legit. That's a good point.
I was just thinking, it's like he could have. I think he asked George Lucas. He said, "You know what? I also want not only a purple lightsaber. I want Paisley inside my Jedi robe." It's all about coordination. It's coordination.
Right.
All right, guys. I'll give you a couple more minutes, and then we're going to close it up.
Okay. Here we go.
All right, go ahead and comment if you guys have been drawn, but I don't think we've got anybody putting anything in the art show as of yet. Let me see here. I'm going to do a little check on learning. Yeah, nothing as of yet. It's a slow Sunday, guys. It's a slow Sunday.
Yeah.
It's all good. It's all good. They'll watch it later. If you guys watch it later, throw it in art show anyway. Why not? Why not?
We're not mad.
Man, I tell you, everyone's kind of coming out of the COVID, the beer bug, and doing their own thing now. So shows are getting rough. But I'm still happy to have you guys out here, and just we're gonna get you guys as far out as we can.
Did anyone get they COVID shot?
But you guys are flat. Y'all are funny shit.
No, Spicy. No, we're not going there. We're not going there. We're not talking about that. Nope, we're not talking about that.
Oh, I missed it. I almost want to know, but then I don't want to bring it back up.
I know, right? Like, it's probably gonna be a mistake if we do.
The problem is, I look younger, but I'm probably closer to Spicy's age at this point. But yeah, so him and I, we just you straight shoot it, and then and you deal with the consequences later.
YouTube got strict regulations about like talking about that stuff. Nope, we're gonna leave that alone.
Okay.
All right. I don't care.
All right. Pencils down, guys. Pencils down. Let's pull this thing up. Take a look.
All right.
Look, reading Rainbow.
Let's see what we got.
I'm gonna pop Damon's up here first.
Let's do it.
Oh, Sarah, what did she say? She said, "I'm on my way home from my class, guys." No worries, Sarah. Yeah. Is that your drawing on your picture? That looks great.
Yeah.
All right. Gonna start with Daimon here.
Yeah. I don't know.
Good start. And Daimon, you're like me, man. It takes me a minute to get going, and then long term, it's like awesome. But then it just takes a minute.
Yeah, I'm not as. I thought I was fast. I used to think I was fast, and now I realize I'm not as fast as I thought.
Yeah.
But yeah,
I like it
as Falcon because he can't stand.
Oh, you're going the Falcon route. Yeah, good call.
Well, Joe has his own feelings about Falcon and the Winter Soldier.
Oh, don't start that now.
They spoon together.
Yeah. Oh my gosh.
But I like where you're going with this, David. This looks awesome. And you know what? I think that if you get a chance, polish it up, finish it, and send it to us because we'll post.
Yeah, we'll promote on Twitter and on Instagram, and we'll push it everywhere. So once you guys get these done and get them out. But yeah, I've got my own issues with Falcon. I love Falcon. I love Captain America. Uh-huh. I love Falcon as Captain America, but I effing hated that show. That show really bothered the heck out of me.
And we will leave it like that. That'll be for part 2. So.
Yeah, part 2. You don't want to freaking anyway. If you want to hear that, go watch me on another show.
All right. Hey,
all right, so this one
Spice,
is.
Can you zoom in? Let's zoom in a little bit, Spice.
I cannot zoom in. Who are you talking to?
Oh no, this is.
Do you know how to say his name? Are you gonna mess it up again?
No, Spicy. Derrell.
Yeah.
Derrell, Old Spicy. What's up, man? You got multiple options.
Yeah, right here. That's good enough.
Yes.
That's perfect. I dig it.
So this is. I think I'm gonna. I remember in our pre-show we were talking about this. You have a unique name for this character. You want to share who this is?
D-Nick Wolverine.
Wolverine. And this looks fantastic too. D-Nick, what do you think about this? What are your thoughts on this?
I want to know what that little thing that is hanging from his pants is.
That's what I was going to say. Hey, you may want to change your signature location, man. That looked like D-Nick is having some issues.
D-Nick dropping it.
Yeah, you may want to circle that in Photoshop and
D-Nick is dropping a deuce. He finished that.
He looks virally angry about what he's about ready to drop.
He's about ready to cut whatever that thing is that's dangling off.
D-Nick just dropped the deuce. Instead of dropping the mic, he dropped the deuce.
Yeah, I think you misunderstood Berserker Rage. I don't know.
Every time he does this word, Berserker Rage.
Man, you guys are making me I'm crying. You guys the tears are coming out of my eyes.
D-Nick is constantly constipating. He just dropped the deuce.
There you go. Hey, where are we going to put the signature now?
Yeah.
Okay, let me put my signature.
Did you not copy it? You just deleted it?
No, it's still right here. Oh, you talking that deucey that little singer?
Yeah. Put the deucey somewhere else.
You gotta keep that.
No, I don't want to do that to him like that. That was a mistake right there.
I thought that was your signature.
No, that was a mistake.
Oh wow, that was I thought that was a
golly.
I thought it was
right,
like a belt.
Let's keep the train moving in the right direction here, or we'll never get off. All right, here we go. Here's Gerald.
I drew D-Nick because he's the leader of. I'm gonna call you guys the Avengers crew. I drew him as Tony Stark, Iron Man. So this is Iron Nick, and I have your dreads as they're this is the manga anime thing that I'm getting off Daimon here. So your dreads are like Predator dreads, except they're autonomous. They can shoot lasers or repulsors. I don't know. I just thought it'd be really cool. And instead of the if you notice where his arc reactor is, it's a mic, and then you have headphones on too. So
yeah,
I just had a fun time doing it. I thought it would be really cool.
Dope. That's dope.
That's nice.
So yeah, it'd be really cool to see Iron Nick in some
Iron. Yep, I like that name. Iron Nick.
Iron Nick.
That's dope. That's dope, Gerald.
Thank you.
I might need to hire you and replace some artists that don't put deuces in the art.
Oh man, that's not right. That's not right.
I can see D-Nick showing up at my door going, "You owe me."
And I'm gonna be like Cape Fear. I'm gonna be right up under your car, Derrell, because you took my job.
It's like Robert De Niro. It's man, you guys, it's so funny. I really enjoying your appearance here. But let's keep the hopefully we'll get some audience participation. Sarah is if you saw her, she's one of our perennial. I mean, she's a guest that usually an audience participant who really likes to draw along with. So hopefully she'll join us for the next challenge. But let's go into challenge number 2. I don't know, but let's go to that, and it's normally the Rick challenge, but Rick can't be here today, so we have Joe. So Joe, let us know what the Joe.
I'm gonna pull it up, and then the image here.
Okay.
Let's see here. The one I want. There it is. It won't let me. Oh, that's rude. It won't let me make a big screen of it. That's okay. I'll just use something else. Rude much. All right. There we go. That'll work. All right. So here's the deal. Stop. Go away, you. And this is my first time ever doing this, of course. No, just playing. So this is what we're going to do. I am going to show you guys this image here of a pretty well-known character, the Cher of the X-Men.
The Cher of the X-Men. All right.
Only known by one name.
Oh, Bishop.
All right. So here's the challenge for Bishop. Here's the challenge for Bishop. Okay. So I went with Jim Lee's look, but I mean, you can kind of get the general idea. Back in the day, big shoulder pads and all that sort of stuff. Yeah. So this is the classic look with his X-Men gear on. But this is the challenge. I want to see because Bishop is a natural leader, he's a natural fighter. So if let's say the future never happened and Bishop was born, right? And he never gets captured, never has mutant tattooed to his face. What would he do? Would he be president? Would he be the CEO of a company? What would he look like? And how reserved would he end up looking? Would he shave his dreads? Would he have dreads?
He would cut that mullet off.
With that?
He would cut off all mullets in the 616 Marvel universe. No black mullets.
No mullet.
No.
He'll wear a ponytail. He'll have a ponytail.
I can only think of. I'm just going to draw. It's not going to be as exciting as I think people want it to be, but like, let's just do it.
Okay, so the challenge is to draw Bishop in an alternate universe where he doesn't.
No. It's no war universe. No war universe. There's just peace. What does he do? Who does he become?
Okay, gotcha. All right, Okay, the clock is ticking.
He becomes a barber.
He's the barber for Luke.
Yeah.
Luke Cage.
That would be an interesting thing. They'd be like, who would win in a fight, Luke Cage or Bishop? That'd be interesting.
Luke.
Because Luke Cage isn't using any power attacks. He would just bull rush him and pound him into dust.
But he would absorb the powers. He would absorb that he absorbs kinetic energy. So he would,
that's right. Yeah.
Who does? You talking about Bishop?
Win in that situation.
Yeah, but Luke Cage wouldn't be firing anything like that anyway, right?
Yeah, but he can take kinetic energy. So like a punch.
Oh, I see what you're saying. He can? I didn't know that.
Yeah.
Oh.
But he has to get punched in the face first, though.
That's an interesting dilemma.
Yeah, it's like your entire face caves in, but you've got like absorbed power.
Right. Like, why am I so strong? Why am I so strong right now?
But right now, he don't got no powers right now, so he's just a regular guy.
Well, he's got powers. He just isn't a part of any mutant resistance. Or would he put a tattoo like of himself, like a mutant tattoo on his body? All these kind of choices. What do you think he would do? In a different situation.
Man, I think he would be a straight up conservative barber, man. Like,
there you go.
I think he would. He would have a regular gym workout at the local Y, like
Oh yeah.
Just
he's getting the pump.
Yeah, man. He maybe he would have a community garden as well. I think he would have a community garden.
See, I think he'd get kicked out of the barbershop pretty quick because he'd start using the scissors and all that, and then he'd suck all the juice out of the room on accident every once in a while, and they'd be like, "Get the hell out of here, Bishop!" He ruined all of
I'm pretty sure, like in my mind, I just feel like he was made to have that mullet. You know what I'm saying? Like in the mutant war, and he was just like because the retcon, he's bald headed, and he was probably just like, man, if in a better world, I never have this mullet. Yeah, man.
I got.
Oh man, Sarah says he'd end up being a police officer. I don't know about that. Still do his job in a different way. No, it's possible.
I don't know, man. I just community garden, man. Like community garden.
Yeah, I see that. Yeah. Then you get like an alternate reality where there is war and like they need to find Bishop, so he's off in his garden.
Right.
It's like, which timeline are we in? Oh, we're in the garden timeline. We don't need this Bishop. We need to go to the other one.
maybe do a little dodgeball at the Y. Like,
you
okay,
really got
kids.
A community service guy going. I like it.
Man. Because he was trying to fix the timeline. I assume a guy who in his spirit will go back in time to save the world. If he didn't have to save the world, he would be like doing community gardening stuff. And like, if I ain't gotta go back in time, I might as well grow these like daisies. Like, you know,
He's making some different fruit, you know, making lettuce for the community.
These tulips not gonna water themselves. Like,
let's see where our guys are at. All right, good. This is from What's Up, Man.
I feel like I don't draw that well under pressure. To be honest with you, it's real scratchy. I'm just referred to as making excuses. And
you don't want me to show your screen?
No, you can't.
Daimon, wait, who's drawing this right now?
That's Derrell's.
Spicy, you giving him a crop top?
No, you got his braids on. The dude's a construction worker.
Right, slow down. Slow down. I haven't started drawing the back stuff yet.
Okay.
Is that a garden hose? Is he about ready to shoot some water in his garden?
No, that's his hammer right now.
That's his hammer.
He's a construction worker.
Oh, okay.
He took his powers to build.
Oh, nice.
He's building in the community. He's in the community, taking care of the neighborhood.
Oh, like that.
that hub and all that housing stuff. He's trying to upgrade his area because they've been redlining it over there. And he's saying, man, they've been redlining our places and stuff. So
yeah, he looks like he's a little upset about it.
Yeah, that's what he's mad about it because the mayor's not hooking up stuff, tearing stuff down and causing the other people moving to their neighborhoods and stuff. He said, man, I gotta build this stuff up. I'm tired of all these parking lots and these liquor stores around here. I gotta make this stuff look really nice. So he's working for the housing authority.
I dig it.
So he got.
I kind of half expect him to be like have a thumbs up towards the camera or something.
No, he carrying his big ass. Can I cuss?
No.
Okay. He's carrying this big old steel rod on his back.
Okay.
Because he's powerful like that.
Oh, nice. You drew that pretty quick. That's nice.
Because I think about because I'm thinking about my daddy. Because my daddy used to be a construction worker. So it's easy to come up with all the ideas and stuff. I could have drawn my uncle, but he was a pimp. So I couldn't do that. So I just drew my daddy, a construction worker. Put some positive to this stuff. Because everybody likes snowflakes and cotton candy in their life. You can't throw all the mustard on people and stuff. You gotta put some happiness in them.
So you're saying never mind. I'm not even make that joke.
Sad. My dad what?
I was gonna say some laying the pipe.
He must. Yeah, he did. He was laying it. That's why his pullout game wasn't good. He had kids, so he was laying the pipe. and he was carrying all steel too, all rod. He was carrying the rod. That's why my mama liked him. He had the nice hard hat.
All right.
Let's get back on the subject. So, D-Nick, were you a fan of Bishop? Did you think he was a good character? I mean, did you think
I dug him. I mean,
I like him.
I didn't like his power set. I thought I didn't think his powers was, at least they weren't drawn real like spectacular, but like in the Jim Lee era where everybody had the big muscles and the big guns, like you just take it. Mm-hmm. But no, I dug him. Like, I like the way he was written. Like I like that he had a little thing with Storm. You know what I'm saying? I like that he didn't like Gambit. Like I thought that was cool. They gave him some decent art.
I like that too. And he had his power was he could absorb power, right?
Yeah. Kinetic energy.
That's that What's Up Man. Maybe I should do What's Up Man and him together. Sharing kinetic energy. Now that doesn't sound right. Let me take that back. That's a little too
too explosive.
Too much rainbows in there. I can't do that.
Oh no! oh no! Don't talk words now.
Yeah, we're gonna have to mute What's Up Man.
I can't have all that and because I don't know how people might react to that if I start throwing.
Well, what I
kisses.
will say to all of that is that we have an open mic for all different types of people here, and everybody's welcome. And that doesn't mean everyone's going to agree. So if somebody's on this show and saying something that you're offended by, just realize that you'll be allowed on this show, and you may offend somebody else. So it's all good.
The words of Derrell Spicy does not represent anybody other than Derrell Spicy.
Oh yeah, well, I'm not.
He knows how it is. He knows.
Yeah, I'm not offending none. I just want to make sure I don't offend nobody by if I draw it in, they might be mad about it, or it'd be beautiful. It might be beautiful to someone else. That's a beautiful painting.
I was also just kind of messing with Derrell because I know he's gonna say something crazy. He always saying something crazy.
It don't be crazy.
All right, let's take a look at what Damon's got going on. I'm gonna do a little bit of a little bit of a criticism. In your timeline, Bishop is not getting to the gym. You're not doing it. You're kind of taking away a little of the, you may want to take a little warp tool and give him some shoulders. It's kind of messed up.
Well, he don't really need to fight against large sentinels all the time, so he's not like built, but like he fine.
It's all right. You're taking your boy to Subway. That's cool.
I didn't draw him with his muscles bulging out of every chest. Like I don't know. Like it just he got on like 2 layers of clothes right now.
Okay, that's cool. That's Bishop if he didn't work out.
Okay, so
that's what I'm saying. I'm
fine with Bishop.
I'm understanding
trying to kill Hope as a baby. That's when I came into X-Men and he decided that was a good idea. So I drew Bishop as a Tallahassee Black Republican.
Okay.
That looks like Bishop's disappointed son. Like he's like that look like Bishop Jr. and him and his dad don't get along. Like
he look like he said, "Dad, why don't I look like you?"
Because you ain't going to the gym, son. Get some effort into your body.
I'm not the best at drawing the big muscly big.
You need to drink. You need to drink milk. Get him some milk.
I can't. I want to look and see what everybody's drawing, but I have to resist because I know that it's going to be.
You'll see it soon enough. Yes, we are bad. I'm sorry. We're having a little bit of fun today. We're having a little bit of fun.
He looking at his hands and said, "Dad, when can I look like that? Get some milk." Hey, show his dad. Show him mine. This is dad right here. Show his dad. Show him his dad. He look. That's him. That's his son. Now show his dad. Dad said, "You look like your mama." That was dad. That go Bishop. That go young Bishop dad. Bishop.
All right, I'm gonna have to shut it down. I haven't been watching the clock that much, but it's probably a good time to shut it down in here about a minute. So finish last couple touches.
We got 1 minute. All right. Okay.
1 minute. I love this construction site. This is good stuff right here. I dig it.
He don't have to do nothing. He doing overtime. They said, "Man, we ain't got to get no machine. Bishop's so strong, the kinetic energy. You just take up stuff and just take it with it."
My thing is this: you guys could have drawn him as a Powerpuff Girl. I don't care. I hate the worst depiction of Bishop ever was in that X-Men movie, Days of Future Past. Absolutely the worst depiction. Like, if you're so tone deaf and you're so blind that you don't understand how badass Bishop is. And when you have Bishop on screen, you're going to have a nobody on there with no stage presence, no nothing. I was so mad. I was like, this is one of the coolest characters, bar none, iconic characters, and you totally wasted him. I was like, annoyed me so much.
Yeah, I agree. How secretly disappointing Days of Future Past was. Like, people talked about that movie like it was so good when it came out, but I don't know. Bryan Singer was too busy thinking about other stuff, I guess, to make something that wasn't just like a ode to his own ego.
Yeah, man. I didn't like that he needed the gun to use his powers. Like, I didn't like that he needed the gun to use, like, and I didn't understand the mechanics of the gun. Like, was it plugged into his body? Like, I don't know how that worked. Like, I didn't.
It was in there like a catheter.
Yeah, that was like that. Or like he was like he was shooting up. It's kind of racist because he was a black guy and he's taking the injection in the arm. I mean, come on, dude. Why you do that? Like he was shooting up. I said, whoa, man, just gave my man some crack.
I won't disagree with maybe that it was, but I think I might disagree why. But yes,
I mean, they always do that to black characters. They just put them in there to like say that they did something, and then they move on, and we all like, but you just killed Darwin. Why would you do that?
You know, I was watching Expendables this weekend. I watched a couple of the movies, and was watching the third one with Wesley Snipes when he comes back. And I noticed something I didn't notice the first time, right? So, God, what is? Oh my gosh, I've met the guy and I can't think of his name right now. The dude that does the Old Spice commercials. Since we're on Old Spice,
Terry Crews.
Yeah, Terry Crews, right? So Terry Crews has done all of the movies up to this point. Main actor.
Yeah.
And all of a sudden, we got another black guy that's going to be on the movie. So they have like a black guy quota, like you're not allowed to go over one. I was like, wait a minute. I didn't even notice that until today. I was like, what?
Yeah.
What was the reason for that? I think he was busy. He was like double booked, but it was for a TV show. Like what? Like seriously, it was weird. It was weird.
You know how that is. You know, too many black guys bring down the property value. So one black person per movie, it'll bring down the property value. So they
redline in the movie. Well,
yeah. I mean, you seen The Walking Dead.
I actually haven't seen The Walking Dead. I never got into it.
That was too soap opera BS for me.
All them black people died.
I never got into it either. I never got into it neither. Like I was,
Well,
I was shocked by Captain America: Civil War. They had 3 whole black people with lines in the movie. I was crazy.
They had lines and everything.
When you own 60% of American media, you can do what you want to do. Like we can put as many black people in this we want. We own 60% of American media. Let's put 3 black people in the thing.
Well, but that's how they make their movies. When you make a gangbanger movie, blacks gonna die and blacks gonna live. So you gotta even out. You got some blacks living, black die. But these movies right here, 3 blacks died, 20 other people still stay alive, and that's how it is.
Let me respond to Sarah. She said she's asking about we're on the 3rd challenge yet. We're not. We're about ready to drop the 2nd challenge, and then we'll do the 3rd challenge, and you'll be able to put it in the art show. Let me check Facebook real quick, see where we're at with there, and then we'll bounce here. Borbane is still on top. I half wanted to show you guys this Borbane cover because it's ridiculously sick. I want you guys to see it, but I'll show it to you. Man. I don't want to take away from your guys' time on here. It's just go check out art show. That's freaking insane. Like it's crazy. Anyway, all right, cool. All right, pencils, digital pencils, Photoshop, everything down. That includes you, Gerald.
All right.
Okay.
All right. So I want to see. We'll do this, and then I want you guys to explain your alternate timeline with Bishop and what he does. So first off, we got what's up, man, Derrell. What do we have here, Spice?
Oh, wait a minute, right here.
You just shut everything down.
Okay,
I had
there
you
you
up
go.
already.
Yeah, there you go.
All right, tell me about it.
Oh, this is Bishop, construction worker Bishop. He's fixing the community up. He's fixing up his homeland, his area. So that's what he is.
So he ain't doing community service. He's doing
just to be clear,
prison reform service. That's what he's doing.
Oh, that's what is going on. He don't have no tats on. You don't see no tats.
Okay, that's fair. That's fair.
He's a nice guy. He's that Tyler Perry type dude.
Tyler Perry movie?
Right, he's a Tyler Perry black man. He's clean cut, nice.
I will not have any bad mouthing of Tyler Perry on this platform, sir.
Oh, it's not bad mouthing. It's just saying That's not a bad mouth. Oh, yeah, to
I
you.
will defend Tyler Perry's right to make terrible black movies.
That's making black men look good. He made them look good.
We need artists. We need black artists out here who are doing the bare minimum, and I think that's an important role to take.
Yep, that's a clean-cut black man.
Yeah.
No felonies or nothing. No baby daddy mamas. You know, he's Bishop. He got his hair braided, so you know he still got that perm in his head.
First off, I'm not gonna buy the fact that Bishop doesn't have any baby mamas. No, that's a nice try. Nice try. When he has that much time on his hands, that's not gonna get by. No, I can't let that fly. That's bad writing.
His kids, but like I don't know if he ain't got no kids. You know what I mean?
First wife, second wife.
What they call them in the comics? They call them cape chasers. I remember reading that where it's like, no, I remember reading the comic where the girls in the comic was like She-Hulk and Spider-Woman, and they was talking trash about like the men in comics, like the Avengers and stuff, and they was like, oh man, you know, Luke Cage is a cape chaser. Man, you know who's a real cape chaser? It's Hawkeye. Like Hawkeye is a real.
Super thirsty.
I think it was like one of them weirdo Brian Michael Bendis' runs. I could be wrong, but
yeah,
I have that book when they were like talking about like when they just had the Avenger girls and they were talking about who's a cape chaser, and they were saying Hawkeye the worst cape chaser of them all. You know what I'm saying?
Wow.
At least Luke Cage married Jessica Jones. Like,
yeah, that apartment should have fallen apart. I'm sorry, they don't just leave a little bit of broken glass.
All right. Let's pull it back a little bit.
All right, so now we got explain this David. So explain our good straight raised
we got straight laced Bishop.
Straight laced Bishop here.
I assume that he like works on a farm or something like that, and I thought it'd be funny if he was a Tallahassee Black Republican. I got into comics around what was it, Manifest Destiny? That was a big arc, and Bishop was the first mutant had been born. And Bishop decided he was going to kill this mutant. That was a baby. And I was like pretty mad at him for this. I'm still a little mad at him for this. Also for the fact that like his hair changes constantly and it makes no sense. But so yeah, I just thought it'd be funny to reference an old Key and Peele skit that I really love. You know?
Daimon, he looks like Calvin from the McDonald's commercials.
David, this dude looks like he shines shoes for McDonald's. Look at him. Look how he look at his hands when it's like he's shining the McDonald's clown shoes.
Exactly. He got his own McDonald's branch.
He's
like, I don't understand these other black men. He's like, they can just put themselves up by their bootstraps in sports business.
Oh my gosh. All right. Well, this is going to be one of those other crazy shows that we're just chalking up for like, hey, we all got together and had some fun. I don't know what's going on, whatever.
I'm going to follow from what D-Nick said. It's Calvin Kent. He's a farm boy, but he's Bishop became Calvin Kent. So yeah,
he's a nice guy. He looked like a nice guy.
All right.
Yeah.
Let me go ahead and pull up Gerald's real quick and see what he got.
All right.
Tell your story too, Gerald.
Okay, here's my story. All right.
Whoa.
So I was listening to D-Nick, and D-Nick said maybe he had a community garden, and so instead of being a part of the mutant force, he became part of the florist force. So
nice.
He got the F instead of the M, and that's kind of like Groot, I guess, as a daisy. I guess sunflower.
Wow.
Derrell, I'm gonna tell you right now, you're gonna have to erase that F, man.
Oh man, that
You
L.
don't, you don't know what that I think that says something you don't want to be saying.
Especially when he holding the flower when he got that perm.
It's the perm. He has the nice hair. The nice hair, yeah. So,
I mean,
it's all
nice
good.
What's nice about a perm? His hair burnt all the time. He can't scratch it, so he hitting his hair all the time.
I mean, he had that whole Revlon look. He had the Revlon look.
Yeah,
it's pretty.
It's the windswept hair, yeah. But yeah, so I had fun with it too. I just heard from D-Nick talking about him being a community garden. I thought he'd be raising flowers. So that's yeah.
He could have been making weed, man. You could have had him playing some weed. I mean, you planted daisies.
This is the family show, Spicy.
We're over here.
Family show.
Family show.
Family show.
All right, so that's F is for florist, right?
Yes, florist, flower, florist.
What you thought it was?
No.
Nope.
For fun.
Yeah, F
fun. For fun. He having fun. Happy face.
All right,
happy
we're moving
life.
on. Next challenge. Let's turn it.
Let's go to the next challenge. All right, so that was super fun. Every challenge gets funner than the last.
I know it gets better and better.
Well, you know what? This last challenge is going to be really cool because we were debating in the pre-show. Oh, actually, before we do that, did anybody draw along with us, Joe?
No, not for that one. No, we'll have one for the next one.
Okay, all right. So this third challenge, we were talking about this in the pre-show, and talking to D-Nick and how the Microphone Misfits, we were saying, how can we tie back hip hop and of course comic art again? We did the D-Nick as a superhero for challenge number 1. So for challenge number 3, we're going to revisit hip hop or rap hip hop icons, and we're going to just all three, the three of us will come up with our own respective rap or hip hop icon and draw them as a superhero or supervillain. So it's going to be quite open. I mean, I don't know if you guys want to name a few hip hop icons. I know that we talked about DJ Cool Herc, the founder, the godfather of hip hop, and we want to talk
father.
Yep, the father of hip hop. And then everybody. For me, when I was growing up in the 80s, we had Public Enemy, we had Dr. Dre, we had Flavor Flav, we had the 2 Live Crew. I don't know if you guys recall that. I know that they were the ones who pioneered the whole parental advisory. That was a big thing on hip hop albums.
They were legends. They're legends. They're the only ones that went and defended freedom of speech.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeah, they took that all the way to the Supreme Court, I think, didn't it?
Yep.
Did it
Yep. Yeah.
So not to take away from the 2 Live Crew, we also got if you want to move into the 90s, we got Dr. Dre, we got Snoop Dogg. There's so many. If you want to go into the 2000s, there's so many different rap artists. So I think or hip hop and rap artists. So sky's the limit. It's like Derrell, Daimon. Just pick a rap icon and draw them as a superhero or supervillain. And I'm going to let Joe and D-Nick talk about their thoughts on hip hop and, of course, comic illustration and stuff like that. So let's get drawing.
Cool.
Mm-hmm.
Well, I think so. The cool thing about one thing about rap specifically from hip hop is, a part of rap culture, the rap art form is you rap about what you like. So, and you rap about what you do. I kind of, my man Harley Hustle used to broke it down one time. He said that there's reality rap, fantasy rap, and probably druggy rap or desired rap or something like that. So. It mixes in. Some people tell their reality, they tell their funny, and they tell their fantasies, and that's why I think it has staying power, because there's no rule to what you. I mean, sometimes people try to put it on there, even people within hip hop, but really you just do what you want to do. Like you do what your heart desires to do. I mean, Biz Markie had a song about picking boogers, like, because that's what he wanted to do. Like, that's what he wanted to do. So like that picking boogers was on the radio in the 80s. Like, so you know, the spectrum of it is I think what gives it its staying power, like, because there's so much nuance to it. I don't know if Joe, if you're into like hip hop, or, you know, as we say, we call people that are really really into hip hop, we call them heads. Like, I don't know if you're a head or not, but that's kind of one of the things.
I'm one of those guys that have been on the planet long enough. I've been around and a part of a little bit of everything. You know what I mean? So
Yes.
like, so I was, I'd say, into it between about 89 and 93,
Mm-hmm.
94 maybe. That was like really when everything was sort of like exploding and getting really big. And then like after that, everything sort of settled in. But there was
Mm-hmm.
like just different parts of my life where that part fit that
Right.
sort of way of thinking. You know, where I was living at the time and how I was sort of going about my day to day. It really spoke to me. So like there was some stuff. I mean, I think I've always like respected certain parts of the community, but I find it interesting that there's like, and you would be able to explain this better than probably anybody else, the difference
Mm-hmm.
between rap and hip hop, and what would you consider like, you know, like the Will Smiths and that sort of bubblegum hip hop that was in the early 90s, 80s. Is that's hip hop, or would that be rap? Like, where, how do you draw that line between what's hip hop and what's rap?
Okay, hip hop, it's simple actually. Hip hop is the culture, and rap is the art form of
Oh, okay.
the vocal art form. There's no music to rap. Like, to be clear, there's no music to rap. You rap over whatever
Yeah.
you like. So if you like funk music, you rap over funk. If you like rock, you rap over rock. If you like jazz, you rap over jazz. Like, so
So
there's
rap is just the
no.
actual term of like the cadence of like just speaking, like of delivering the messaging.
Yeah, and you know,
Okay.
it comes from, you know, like we talk about like what hip hop is, but even bigger and more lofty than that, man. It's like, it's just everything that like black kids and then later everybody else was like kind of into, you know. Whereas like, that's why you rap over whatever you was into. Like, a lot of people, like we're in the Midwest, like this is the home of funk. So
Mhm.
like for me, like being from Michigan and living in Chicago, like I love funk music. I'm a son of the P. Like, I believe in the one, like George Clinton and them say. So I like my music is funky. You know, I look for those grooves, and I try to make those grooves, and my team tries to make those grooves. Shout out to Mike Noble and Herc and Harley Hustle, and, you know, like DJ Chief and everybody that we collaborate with on the music side. But yeah, so the rap is just the style. Like, if you're telling street tales, whether you fantasize about them or you actually live them, that's just what it is. So that's the I think a lot of times where it gets it bleeds is when people like where you get people like, what's the difference between hip hop and rap, is because some people try to like qualify like their taste with like a form of elitism. And,
Mhm.
you know, and I get it. And like, from a capital perspective, like, I get it. Like, you want, like, you know, you want your stuff to be hot, so it sells. Like, you get rappers who, like I said, you rap about what you like. So you get rappers who like hip hop and they only rap about hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like, because that's what they care to talk about. You know what I'm saying? Some people rap about girls. Some people, like my boy Megaran, he rap about video games. You know what I'm saying? And like, you rap about, like, I know, like people who rap about anime and manga. I've done it. I did it for the Midwest Anime EP. Like I rapped about like I paralleled my favorite anime and made songs about them. I like Punks of Rage, so I wrote like 2 theme songs. I wrote the commercial song for Punks of Rage, and I wrote like the theme song for Punks of Rage because I actually liked the book. You know what I'm saying? So it connects, man. It's just that, man. It's just the feeling. And nothing in hip hop didn't invent nothing. You know what I'm saying? Like, it didn't invent anything. It's the reinvention of everything. Like, we were rapping before hip hop. You know what I'm saying? We were dancing, we were breaking before break dancing. Like, break dancing or breaking is nothing more than a bunch of different dances from different cultures all in one cipher. You know what I'm saying? So like if you look at what we call a top rock, or Indian step or Apache step, that's like a form of African dance. It's like the first step of the African dance. And then you look at, like, there's elements of capoeira in there. There's all of it is just, a bunch of different dances come together to make one new dance, and it creates a new style out of old and found objects. So
Well,
that's
then, how are you bringing the hip hop culture then as part of that element into the book, and how much of that is actually rap in the book, or is it just connected to your album?
Well, the Microphone Misfits are hip hop. So, like, we bring that, and then we bring the ideas. Like, when Daimon, like, created the auto tune character, like, we were looking for a villain, and we had the contest, and he created auto tune for the book. Auto tune was everywhere. So, like we were writing it, like I was writing it from a satire standpoint, where it's just like, what, like, Damon has this auto tune as a cyborg. You know what I'm saying? So what if these cyborgs are everywhere? So it, like, it blends in that, and then so we're taking ideas, conversations that are in hip hop and really the music industry at large, and we're just kind of like turning them on their head, like having fun with them, making fun of them. Like, everybody tends to take hip hop really, really serious, and I get it, but, like, this stuff is about having fun, man. Like they said, love, peace, unity, and having fun. Like, that's like the first tagline of hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Love, peace, unity, and having fun. So, like, we're just having fun with that stuff, and, like, putting ideas out. Just like really challenging, the reader and listener, and giving people something interested to buy. And it's worked out well for my group, and like, I feel like it's done, like, amazing things for the team. Like the Microphone Misfits team and the art team of Damon and Spicy and myself.
Are you guys still going on down the street and selling product like
Oh no,
like Spice used to?
that's that cat. Like, I we tour. We're a touring act. So,
Mhm.
like, we like the thing about the Microphone Misfits is it's not just a rap group. It's not a rap group at all. It's a hip hop group. Like Defects, Jet, and Ken Solo. Like, they're the movement artists of the Microphone Misfits, but they're not backup dancers. They're dancers. Like, again, I got a playwright background, so I structure our shows, like, me and my DJ. We structure our shows like a like a play. So my partner in rhyme, the Ray of Light, he's the audience POV character. You know what I'm saying? My
Mhm.
DJ is the muscle in the backdrop, and, like, he's the DJ, so he's holding things together. And I'm the ring master and floor captain and artistic director. So I'm the guide. The dancers are the example, because a lot of people might not know how to enjoy or how to listen and experience hip hop, and they might need a little push. And so they're the examples. Like, you know, like this is how you enjoy the music. You're supposed to move to it. MC, like we call ourselves MCs, that means move the crowd, master the ceremony. You know what I'm saying? Like, you know, you call yourself a DJ, you play the disc so the people will jockey. You know what I'm saying? Like, if you call yourself an MC who's a hype man, like you're hyping the crowd, you're getting them engaged. Like when we
I
do
got you.
shows, like, you know, like, and I respect that, and I think that's the secret sauce that would make our shows kind of dynamic. Like, I'm not like, you know, like taking it to comics and the parallel. Nobody wants to be Batman. Like everybody like Batman. Batman's cool, but nobody wants to be Batman. Batman he gotta pay for everything and you know deduce the stuff. Like nobody want to be Batman. Nobody wants to be D-Nick. They want to be the Ray of Light because Ray is the fun one. He's the one that gets to you know rhyme here and there and do ad libs and wave the flag and all of that type of stuff. Like he's the Robin. Like people want to be Robin. People don't want to drive the Batmobile. They want to ride next to Batman and have fun and crack jokes and stuff like that. That's like playwriting 101. Who are your audience POV characters? Like that's in that's in the stage. That's in everything. Like who is your MacGuffin to get people to understand?
Yeah.
Like you know, like you know,
Look up
like
MacGuffin, kids, if you don't know what that is.
yeah. Like you know, like Joe's book, like shout out to, you know, Joe, like there's a character in his book named Gabby in the Punks of Rage book. I like Gabby because she's the eyes for us to understand like this crazy world, you know what I'm saying? And like you don't always have to have an audience POV character, but you need somebody that can ask the right questions for everybody to kind of get it. You need somebody that they relate to and because I'm in a group, like I'm in an ensemble group, like there's somebody for everybody to relate to. You know what I'm saying? Like just the dancers are telling stories in their music, or like in their movement. Excuse me, in their movement. Like you know, none of them dance the same. Like Solo is very freestyle based. Jet is very all styles based, and Defects is very power. Like he's a power b-boy. So like every you know Ray when he jumps in and dances, he boogies. You know what I'm saying? When I jump into the routines, I not very often, but whenever I jump in the routine, it's kind of like, oh snap, like D-Nick he can break too, and you know, so it all connects and I just that vibe and that spirit I want to bring to the book. The cool thing is Daimon and Spicy, they're really good at capturing our like our likenesses and us and like they've all you know Damon first got introduced to me coming to one of our shows and you know Spicy was working with me and Ray at Columbia College and he was experiencing the group like they so it's not like they've never seen the Microphone Misfits. They've seen us, you know what I'm saying? They've seen us in action. Like Spicy's come to a lot of shows, you know, and Damon as well. And so they kind of get it. Like they get it. They get what this is and you know, it's not a foreign concept to them, you know. Whether you're into hip hop or not, like and it's dope that Damon, for me, it's dope that Damon's not particularly into hip hop because, you know, whatever Damon's into, there's a hip hop that will assimilate that music. You know what I'm saying? Because there's no music to hip hop. You rap over what you want to. So yeah, like I was in the funk and then I got into hip hop. You know what I'm saying? Like I said, we didn't invent nothing. We reinvented everything though. You know, shout out to Grandmaster Cash. You know, that's what it is. That's what the culture is. The reinvention of everything.
I'm over here just taking notes.
Yeah, this is like a
I love it. I love the clarification of some stuff that I wouldn't be privy to some of that information. Like you're on the outskirts looking in on some stuff, and that was some clarification that was good. And one of the things that I like is that you're saying that, I think we're in a space and time right now that's frustrating, where we're saying, hey, we need to build um, content for cultures across all spectrums, and what you're saying is, it's all about making sure that there's a relatable character for people. And and that argument is like, what is relatable? Do we have relatable characters that relate to, any human across the board, and like common human frailties and concerns, or is it like cultural based relativity? And then a lot of times you can have those overlap. It doesn't have to be one or the other. It doesn't have to be,
Yeah.
full cut.
And it doesn't, and sometimes it doesn't even have to relate. You could just like it for, for fantasy purposes. Like I don't know how much, like, in 2018, like I had the opportunity, me and my group, to go to China, and we were the first hip hop group allowed to perform in China since the country banned hip hop. Like they had a
Yeah.
ban on US they had a ban on USA Hip Hop, and we were the first and currently the only group that was allowed to go over there and officially tour. And because we have a big Chinese fan base that we didn't know about, because they're a communist country, so the internet is blocked. Like they don't have Facebook or Twitter or Instagram or any of that
Right.
stuff. Like it's illegal there. So we didn't know. We just a promoter came over, like he flew over to one of my lectures and was like, would you and the guys ever want to go to China? And it was like, yeah, sure, whatever. You know what I'm saying? I ain't really think like that because I'm paranoid and I don't be believing good things is gonna happen until they happen. And so like the next day, like I got invites, like, you're hereby invited to, da 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 da. Like, tell me how many members in your team, and and have everybody scan their passports, and we'll start the process. And I don't know if any of those people out there, you know I don't know if they relate per se, but I know they at least feel the spirit. You know what I'm saying? And it's fun, man. Like at the very end of the day, like people just like us interacting. You may not like this TV show Friends, but you do appreciate and respect their like their chemistry if you don't like the show. You can
Yeah.
you can look at that show and be like, well, they got chemistry. You might not like my music, my writing, or Spicy's art or Damon's art, but you will at least appreciate and respect our chemistry. And I'm a dude that if I see chemistry, like I'm going there. I'm just like, oh, okay, this works. Cause it's rare and it's special. Like it's hard to find. Like with my bandmates, like the six of us, like we're like it's no look passes. Like Ray can forget his rhymes and I can get it. Ray can mess up a rhymes and the crowd is just gonna like it just because of us interacting. Mel can miss a cue on the scratch, or I can like run out of breath or something, and like but people won't care because they like the six of us together. And
Hmm.
then Damon and Spicy kind of plug into that. Like, Spicy has come to our shows and our practices. Damon has done like workshops for some of like my bandmate Defect students. You know what I'm saying? So it's really just finding ways to plug in those the chemistry and plug in those connections. And have fun with it, man. Like we have fun. Like even when we're stressed and like annoyed and aggravated, it's still a fun process, man. I don't want to do this stuff if it ain't fun. Like it's other stuff
Exactly.
I can do that ain't that's not fun. Like you know what I'm saying? Like this is this is fun. Like it's work, and that's the thing that we always, all of us, I know, as artists and creators struggle with. People think because we have fun at what we do that we're not working. So we're always defending our work. We're always like, no, this is a job too. You know what I'm saying? Like, we're always like, oh, you just get to go and like sing and dance with your friends. You ever been on an international flight and had to go through the visa office? That is not fun.
The bottom line is people at the end of the day, they want to do something that they can enjoy, and if they see somebody else doing something they can enjoy, they're like, y'all aren't really working. You know what? We're working. Trust me, we're working. We're just having fun doing it.
Yeah.
And you can do what you love. That's what I got 3 boys, and what I try to teach them is, work hard at what you love to do, and then make it a way to make money. You know what I mean? So
you
got to put the work in, though. You got to put the work in.
Yeah.
Hey guys, we're gonna do pencils down in about 35 seconds, 37 seconds. I'll give you 2 extra seconds.
Yep. My father used to say the same thing what you just got through saying about me as an artist.
Yeah.
He thought me drawing cartoons and looking at cartoons, he thought it was a kid's thing. He said, why are you looking at this stuff and these are kids stuff? And I just happened to tell him, I said, who you think make these cartoons and make these toys? Toys R Us is not kids that's doing it, it's grown people.
Yeah.
These are men that making cartoons. And he started thinking about it. He said, you know what? You're right. I thought it's grown people doing stuff for kids.
That's so true. So true.
It's true. And it's a big cycle, and it's a beautiful thing. And I get that fight with my wife all the time.
And then he gave me some money. Yeah, I'm taking notes.
I'm taking notes. You see that back? You see how it was drawn with just one line? That's a note.
That's a note. And that's how I got my loan from my dad. He said he would not give me no money for my art at that point because it was just art. But I showed him what I can do with it. He said, write a check out, start your business, show me what you can do.
That's awesome, man. Congratulations. No, that's selling somebody. Let me just say, as the older people in the group, selling your old school dad from that last generation on stuff like that is not an easy thing, especially when it comes to stuff that's not the traditional job. So congratulations on that. That would be very emotional for me, for sure.
My grandfather was the same way, man, but he never really my grandfather just he didn't want me to end up like Nat King Cole. That was his whole thing. He was like, he never said artist. He said showman. He'd be like, Nick, I don't want you to be no showman. I was like, Paul, why you don't want me to perform? He was like, Nat King Cole, man, he was the baddest showman there was. And, and he was on that drug and all this type of stuff, And I was like, Paul, I promise you, I won't end up like Nat King Cole. He was like, well, as long as you don't end up like Nat King Cole, I'll support it. And I never had I never had any other conversations about it. And he was really proud. He was always be like, Nick, a showman. Like, you know what I'm saying? Like,
showman.
He was born, he grew up in the 20s. He grew up in the 20s and 30s. So, he's like he raised me. So he's this kid that's of the 80s being raised by these old people from the 20s and 30s. It was like a trip. But no, he was like, yeah, man. He would tell you to brag his friends. He put pressure on me like, oh, Nick, you a showman. You'll figure it out. Like, you know what I'm saying? And so, like, I kept it pushing. Like, so I was blessed and fortunate. I didn't have any discouragement, with being an artist. Plus, like, I understood it. Like, I understood what we do. Like, in all forms of creativity, it's soul to soul communication. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, so when people intake like your music or your drawing or anything, like it's speaking to their soul. That's why people like love what we do, like love us for what we do. That's why they hate us for what we do. That's why they wanna like, like that's why they want to be groupies for what we do. That's why they want to like stay away from us for what we do. They be like, I don't know you. How dare you touch my soul? I don't know you. That's why they like when you get that weird, like they like your stuff, but they don't like you because they like your stuff. You know what I'm saying? They feel like you invaded their soul. You know what I'm saying? Because we're doing soul to soul communication. You know what I'm saying? And like a lot of people don't understand that or comprehend that. That's why we get the variety of like reactions that we do. That's why geeks are so passionate, because you're speaking to their soul, and people be like, "Why are these losers so into these characters?" You know what I'm saying? It's because you spoke to their soul. You know what I'm saying?
I think you make a really valid point. You know, I think we're gonna talk about it. We're gonna end the challenge time for it. But I just wanted to follow up on what you just said. You know, you mentioned you traveling to China, and I think that I think music, hip hop in general, like your music. I think why you have that success there, and why you have fans there, is they may not actually maybe even understand all the lyrics, but they get the energy. You talk about talking to their soul. I think when you can listen to music, you can listen to hip hop and art in general. You know what independent creators here on Comics Cast, what they do is that it talks to people. It talks to them in some way, and I think that's what you bring to the table. I think that's what independent creators do. They bring that soul to soul connection. You know, and you find something that's healing. And I think that's kind of like, I don't want to make a general statement, but maybe the bigger comic companies, the mainstream music, maybe they lost a little bit of that connection. And I think that's what the independent community, whether it be music, whether it be art, whether it be comics, the indie community, they're bringing that back. They're making that connection. And I think that's what you guys are tapping. You're tapping that vein, making sure that the audience, they're longing for that connection, and you're doing that with your music and your art. So that being said, let's share some of this art here. Joe, do you want to?
All right, let's. I'm going to do one thing first. Let's add this to the screen. This is from Sarah.
Oh, here we go.
Oh, wow. Will Smith, inspired by what was inspired by? What was the set of movies? I can't read that. That isn't big enough for me. It was the Wild West. Wild West.
Yes.
Yeah, so
dope, Sarah. Yeah, dope, Sarah.
Good work. Yeah, thanks for jumping on. I know you were driving home, so I appreciate the drive in. All right, so that's what we got from our art show. Go ahead and do include that again. If you guys are watching this later, feel free to draw and put it in there, and we may or may not tweet your drawings out as support for supporting our show. So whatever we can do to promote you guys, help us out. We'll help you guys out. So it's all about sort of a circle support system here. All right. So going over to Derrell.
Here we go, Derrell.
Boom. Yeah.
Tell us the story.
Oh, that's the Joker. Flavor Flav got fired. So the Joker asked, can he hang out with Public Enemy since he already a clown? So he came. He just needed his chain. And Public Enemy said, yes, you be my hype man. But then he kill everybody off. Then he kill them all off. So he brought his little friend with him. Now his friend is the rapper.
Yeah, he'd be going, yeah, boy.
Yeah. He took Chuck D's mic and he killed Chuck D, and now he's going to be the Flavor Flav little friend.
Oh,
that's what happened.
Love it.
I like it. I like the body motion. One of the things about these 15-minute challenges, 20-minute challenges, is that some people can come in and draw this thing. You're like, oh man, that's so slick and clean. The Jim Lees that draw, like, I love Jim Lee, don't get me wrong, but when he does his live ones, he does like certain poses that he's very good at, right? So it's very cool to see how you guys push yourselves to get that emotional body language involved, which is very cool. It may not be a finished piece, but it has all the story there. That's pretty sick. So good work, man. Good work.
Thanks.
All right, now we're gonna roll over to Daimon. Let's see here. I gotta say, I really like the layout on this one. This one felt like it could be almost like you could almost print this thing right now.
Oh shoot!
Some small cleanup.
What is this one? Oh, that's her.
That's raw. That is raw.
I just kind of did her. I thought it was because I like the fire because I like the connection to like the New York fires that kind of helped start the hip hop scene in New York, which kind of like cascaded out.
Good reference, Daimon. That's a good reference.
Trying to throw a little bit of the cred in there.
Trying to put some history.
Yeah, and just like I like his look was cool too. So it's just like you got the sunglasses, you got the beard, you got the hat. Like that's a cool character. So like I was just like, let's just draw him, man. Like So yeah,
it's
so what superhero is he?
He's
Human Torch.
Human Torch. Yeah, I guess you could say that. He's his superpower is spitting fire, spitting rap fire, or like hip hop fire. It's just
also like a lot of those old school, the first like hip hop groups, all of those was it Grandmaster Flash? No, not Grandmaster Flash, but the Fantastic Five. All those groups like named after superhero groups because everybody was reading comics and stuff.
Yeah, I mean. Dana Dane, who used to rap with Slick Rick, he had a song. His big single, like his two big songs, was "Nightmares" and "Cinderfella." He did a whole song about being like gender flipping Cinderella. He's Cinderfella Dana Dane, you know, like and later, like almost like a decade later, Snoop covered the record. You know what I'm saying? Where he's like Cinderfella doggy dog. Like so it's always been there. Like it's always been that connection. It's just people didn't recognize it. You know what I'm saying?
very cool. Very cool.
All right, you ready for yours to come up?
Yeah,
right, Gerald?
I don't know if I can, if my stuff speaks the same way that these two guys did, but I don't know.
That's both. I know. I know that.
You know who he is?
Oh yeah, that's our boy, Old Dirty.
Yeah. So I also picked Joker too as my.
Yeah, that's good.
But I figured I did ODB. I'm gonna gonna keep it a little clean here. But Wu-Tang, right? Wu-Tang, how they've made an impact on hip hop, rap culture, just culture in general. And ODB. I remember, Wu-Tang, and I remember his collaboration with Mariah Carey. I don't know if you guys remember.
Yeah.
And I just thought it'd be kind of. I remember I kind of fused his look with kind of like the Jared Leto as well as the Joaquin Phoenix look, and put the tattoo of the ODB on his head, and he has like the stitches, But so it was fun.
Dope.
Oh my God, it was funny. Him as a joke, I think about him as a joke. I think, wow, that's perfect too.
Yeah, I hope
he looked just like it.
But ODB had such a presence. I don't know. He would just sort of like he'd get on screen, and you would definitely, he would take over the show a little bit. I think. But yeah, very fun, very fun. So did any? Okay, I guess. There's no other people that drew along with us, but
no, not on that one. Nope.
Right. So I guess we're gonna get to the part. Let me take this off the screen right now. So like this is the part of the show where we're gonna wrap it up here a little bit, but I do have one little surprise before we get into the Oscar speech, and hopefully that surprise. Let me see if I can pull that up real quick. So hold on one moment. Let me see if I can.
I didn't know anything about a surprise, so I'm not on the hook for anything that he's about ready to do.
So before we get into the Oscar speech, I wanted to bring this to your guys' attention. Let's see if I can get a response here. But while we're waiting for that, I guess because it's a little bit of a delay, it's gonna take a little while to pull that surprise up. So let's go to the Oscar speech part of it, which is basically where our guests give their final thoughts. So D-Nick, I'm gonna save you for. Actually, let's see. Did I get? Oh, wait. Okay, before you give your final thoughts, I just want to show you this little surprise. So ready? Here we go, and it's.
Oh my God, Joe Curry! What's up?
Yes.
What up, man?
This is the Kevin Bacon of Chicago. Everybody is linked. So, Joe, you want to say hi to everybody?
What up, y'all?
Hey, what's up, Joe?
So,
all right.
I had Joe on the show before, and we kind of did a little surprise thing.
Wait, hold on.
And I know that you guys are at the radio show together.
Hold on, I gotta close my Facebook part because it's. Hold on 1 second. Let me.
You got a little echo.
All right, so we'll wait for the. Is it echo gone?
Technical difficulties. You're good. There's no
Just give
echo
it-
there, Joe. You're good.
Yeah.
Oh, he bowed out. He took. Oh, okay.
Anyway, tell us the backstory of Joe before he comes back.
Okay, so Joe, and of course we looked at during the elevator pitch. We learned a little bit about Joe and how Joe and D-Nick are together. They do the radio show together, and he's kind of like the nexus point. Once D-Nick and Joe got together, let's see if I can get him back in here. They actually, I'll let D-Nick tell the story. D-Nick, you want to tell a little bit more about your relationship with Joe?
Yeah, man. Joe is kind of like
Sorry about that, y'all.
unsung. Oh, he's back.
Yeah.
No, I was saying Joe is kind of. Yeah, go
ahead,
for it,
D.
Joe. Like,
Go ahead, D.
no, I was saying you're like my unofficial, unsung, like mentor in terms of like I just remember getting his book, like the Street Team book and the Punks of Rage book, like because we're on tour with Wizard World. We go back to our booth, and I was like, "Yo, like you see what these dudes is doing? We got to step it up." You know what I'm saying? And then like. You know, I'm the kind of cat, man. Like I'm from Flint, Michigan, so it's really rough out there. So I don't take kindness lightly. When someone is kind to me, I'm just like, oh man, like I'm with it. You know what I'm saying? And Joe, like we had people that came to our table was just like, yo, like the guys over at Street Team said that if we buy something and and put something in the box, y'all would perform a song, and all of this type of stuff. And it was like, yeah. And it was like, oh man, they're bringing people over here. We don't know them. They ain't have to do that. You know what I'm saying? So we like it was just tight from there. You know what I'm saying? And then to connect with us and like reach out to us to do like a theme song for him. Like I appreciated that, and so when it came time to, join him and
What up,
Chris
Sarah?
on Punk's Parade, like I was kind of like the unofficial third host, and then you know what I'm saying, and then like because I would just chime in and they wouldn't kick me off, and then Chris like wanted to step into more of a producer role, and then like they have just brought me on officially. So like, and yeah, like Joe was the nexus of all of this. Like not directly, like I don't think me and Joe talked about it the other night. Like he didn't even know how me and Spicy like linked. You know what I'm saying? And like I don't take stuff like that like lightly. When Spicy recommended Daimon, I was like, that's the kid that did auto-tune. That's like mad poetic that he's now working on the book. Like, you know what I'm saying? That wasn't planned at all. So it's like, like it just all kind of connected. So no, man, like
Yeah.
no matter big or small, like I appreciate all parts of the chair, whether it's the screw or the cushion or the back. I appreciate all parts of the chair. You know what I'm saying? And
as long as I can be the cushioning or something like that. But no, I'm just joking. First of all, shout out to Joe, Gerald, Rick. I don't know if Rick is somewhere around. Shout out to you.
We'll get it to him.
All right, word up, man. Just wanted to say, shout out to these brothers. Damon, I don't know if I met you at all, Damon. I'm not sure yet.
No, I don't think we have met before. Now, I think I've met a lot of people around you. We know a lot of the same people, but
yeah,
I'm one of the few people I actually haven't met.
And then COVID sort of stripped even the possibility until this year. This year we will meet at some point. I'm gonna be around. But shout out to Derrell. I met Derrell 26 years ago, man, and we started our collaboration on some things. Derrell, like I was watching the show earlier, he was like, I guess I'm gonna D-Nick does a better impression, but he was like, I guess I'm gonna we met through a mutual friend. We're gonna do this comic book thing, and he gave it a shot, and we did some really good stuff together, and we even did this Punks Race joint. So shout out to Derrell, Strictly Underground. You already know. And D-Nick, I met D-Nick was telling a story. It was funny. We met him at I forgot which convention, but D-Nick, he's him and his crew there, a hip hop crew as well. So they was performing in the we have art. You guys been to Artist Alley, you know what Artist Alley is like, and they was performing in Artist Alley, and I get so geeked up and excited. Derrell can tell you, I get excited about comics and the whole thing. And I ran back. I saw them, and I ran back. I was with my street team. I was with Shaunaline, and I said, "Dude, they over there breakdance. They over there breakdance. And they got comics and all that." So we ran back over there. I got what they had, and I've been a fan ever since. And like he said, he did 2 of our theme songs now. So with a third possibly coming up soon. So we'll talk about that later. But just wanted to shout out everybody. You guys for giving us a platform. Everybody to spread the word. And Damien, D-Nick, and Derrell, y'all already know, man. Some good stuff. Anybody's watching who will watch later, go and check out, all of the stuff that's been mentioned. I'm sure it's somewhere in this. There it is. Go and get it to see, man. It's well worth it. So I won't hold too much more of your time. That's it.
All right, Joe, thanks for coming on, man. That's a good surprise to me. I enjoyed it. Thank you.
All right, peace, y'all. Peace.
Yeah, just wanted to talk to you guys for that. So this is the I don't want to take away from your Oscar speeches, but I just wanted to I reached out to Joe late after our pre-show, and I said, you want to do like a photo bomb? You want to come in here and do a cameo? And he said, I don't know if I have enough time, but I told him you got to make time because it's D-Nick, it's Derrell, it's Damon, and you haven't even met Damon yet. So I said you gotta do an introduction. So I can say that Comics Cast did the formal introduction to Damon and Joe Curry. So we're gonna move to we're gonna have to close out the show, but this is the Oscar speech part of it. So we'll let D-Nick go last. Because I know that he has lots of stuff to say. But let's start with Damon being the young gun, the newest addition to the team, and brings that fresh perspective to the Microphone Misfits, and you got your own stuff going on. So give us your Oscar speech.
My Oscar speech. I guess up top I want to thank my mama. I mean, everybody's always talking about who brought them into stuff. My mom is a graphic designer.
Oh wow.
Awesome. She is a welder.
Awesome.
So and she's always been the person that encouraged me to do art, and is the person that's always telling me to keep trying, because this stuff is not easy at all. So, and I always secretly want to just go to sleep. So I mean, just top tier doing art and then going to sleep. But yeah, and just let people know, I'm working on a few different books right now. I got Become. I do that with my friend Cordy Nelson. It's a sci-fi book about these kids who are connected through superpowers across space. And that's then I'm doing another book, and that's on Comixology. That's on Webtoons. Then I'm doing another book called The Rose Society. My friend Eddie Klinker and another guy named Jimmy G, and that is about secret societies. It's about a conspiracy and assassins and stuff, and that's also in Comixology. We're working on the last one right now, so catch up. It's pretty cool. And then I got some other stuff in the works, some other album stuff, some other another book called Psychedelic. Me and Cordy are in Jibba Anderson's next 4 bars, 16 words. I think that's that's on Kickstarter right now. Yeah, and then soon I'm putting together a anthology of local people who have manga influence, and we call it Southside Gombaru. So hopefully I'm gonna be able to do a Kickstarter for that next year, and if people are interested, I guess they can try to hit me up to see if they can be a part of it.
That is awesome.
It is awesome, but this is closing remarks. I almost played the Oscar music for you there for a second. I almost did it. I was so close.
I didn't say what Derrell said. We had as much time as we needed. There was another.
No, it's great. You have a lot of things going on. That's awesome, man. That's awesome.
And I want you to drop those links to that Kickstarter. Drop it in the comment section so people can follow you. So great Oscar speech. Let's move it right along to Spicy. I want you to give your Oscar speech now. So go ahead, go for it.
So, you know, I'm not going to do the Stevie Wonder speech, what Damon did. You know, I'm not going to do that. I want to thank my mom and my dad for believing what I was into. They supported me very well. I grew up to become a nice, talented young man. I pursue more in my talent. I thank the kids who I teach art that keeps me in focus on knowing that, well, I'm teaching them, that my career will go through within inside of them. And they become great artists since I don't have kids. And I thank my sisters for always riding on me. That's how I come up, that's how I get the ideas like what's up, man, because it's based off of family and friends. Word. I thank my community for supporting me, because without the support, I don't exist. And through social media, I like social media, but I have to focus on more of my community because they started off with me, and I want to be there for them even at the end. And I just thank Joe, I thank Gerald for having me on this show, and that's all. I just want to keep doing.
Well, thanks for being on the show, man. Thank you. You guys have been a trip today. Just even if we were just drinking and smoking cigars, I think I'd have a good time just hanging out with you guys. We wouldn't even be talking common.
Or eating a pig ear sandwich.
I'm gonna have to come to Chicago and then have one of those with you guys. But,
no, you won't. You won't.
No.
All right. So D-Nick, you can close us out with your Oscar pitch. Your speech. Go ahead and go for it.
I want to thank my family, like my ancestors, like Buddy House, Carstella House, Sharon Stockman, and Chick Stockman, and like all my ancestors that like paved the way for me to be here. I'd like to thank the team, Daimon and Spicy, for like, believing in me and joining this journey, and everybody that has supported us, the Punks of Rage team, Joe and Chris, and everybody in the street team, like side of things, like for just like being that light. Like there's no small parts in my story. I gotta thank you guys for just really doing what y'all doing, man, for putting like indie artists in a position, anything that moves the needle forward for all of us. Like I'm totally with like my family, my loved one, my old lady, my earth, and the moons, like they were like my family, like my immediate family holds me down, and I love them dearly for like dealing, because it's rough. Like we're rough, we're artists, so we're rough people to live with and be with. And last and definitely not least, I gotta thank my microphone misfit, like brethren. Like them brothers entrust me to find people that I trust with their likenesses. Like, I'm like, these are real people. Like Nucleus is a whole legend. So like I thank them. I thank my man Big Hurt, like, and I gotta thank the Misfits for like really believing in me, pushing me, and like those dudes. I always say I'm the least talented cat in my group, but for whatever reason, these cats believe in me, and they like will follow my lead, and I'm like, damn, like that's like they're dope, you know what I'm saying, and they're following my lead, so like I can't let them down, and I can't abuse like their likenesses, and so I appreciate Daimon and Spicy for doing that. So Mel L, Ray Alike, Jet 9, Defects, Ken Solo, DJ Mar, Mike Noble, DJ Chief, Harley Hustle, Megaran. Like, thank y'all and salute y'all. My Pocket Con family, Elgin, like, hold your head up. It's a rough time for you right now. Shout out to Scott James, and we got some other things that's coming out, man. And so, peace and God bless.
Awesome. It's such a great Oscar speech. And I encourage you, all of you guys, to check out the comment field, because I think our guests posted some links there too, but their email addresses, and of course, Daimon listed all his social media handles there, because you can find him on Instagram at I think, what was it?
Daimon Drew This? Yeah, you can find me everywhere. Daimon Drew This.
Yes.
At Daimon Drew This or DamonDrewThis.com.
There you go. So that's how you got to follow these guys, because they're moving the needle. They're making sure that they're telling a story that's unique to them, and it's something that's worth checking out. So as we close the show, like we do with all of our shows, is that we want to do one more shout out to our charity partner.
Well, one thing before we do that, Gerald, one thing real quick. I know we're about to do our charity. One of the things I want to do a shout out to is actually the viewers.
Yes.
As a huge thank you to the community. We did a thing for here, I'm gonna just go ahead and pull it up.
Yes.
All right. To help Hannah out for a friend of ours, Roy, part of our family. I think I just wanted to do a thank you to the community, because it was a little bit of a test on concept to see if something would work. And the biggest thing is we've never done any fundraisers before. We've wanted to, and we're about ready to go into not our partner, but somebody that we highlight that we have a lot of trust and respect for. And this was a beautiful thing. So we put $1,000 on the board. This was Rick Ballou's idea. He crushed it with this concept. He said, here's the thing. We want to give them $1,000. We want to raise it from the community, and you guys did it. Shares are out over the roof, out the roof, whatever that saying is. You guys did it. You nailed it. You killed it. She's doing really well now. Hannah's doing great. She's at home. But yeah, 142 shares, 12 backers, raised that $1,000. So good job for that. And I just want to say thank you to the community. I think there's a lot more to come. I think the community is there to help each other, and it really sort of showed what we can do when we come together. So that was I just wanted to make sure before the show was over with that we at least said thank you to the community, that this was a job well done from you guys, and there's a lot more to come. So good start, and a good way to give back and help one of your own out. So that being said, just wanted to put that out there. I'll go ahead and remove this, but congratulations, $1,000, 1,000 hits. So good job.
Awesome. I totally forgot to mention that. So thank you to the community, our audience that was able to support Roy and his daughter, Hannah. She is, like Joe said, she's out of the hospital, but there are medical expenses that have to be addressed. And we were just so happy that Comics Cast could help out with that. So as we close the show, I just want to show this. This is a charity charity group that we partner with. We're not financially tied to them at all, and we do this strictly out of I think Joe is friends with the owners or the organizers of this particular.
The organizer, yeah.
Yes, and you can find them at goldenfight.org. Now, basically, they're an organization or a charity group that I like to call big enough and small enough at the same time. They are small enough in the sense that they're not nationwide. They have a very focused group or focused attention area, which is or geographic location, which is like the Mid-Atlantic region. That's my neck of the woods, which is like Virginia, Maryland, DC. And what I mean by big and in terms of being huge is they have huge hearts. Their organization basically raises funds for families that have children they're dealing with tragic diseases like cancer. And when the parents are focusing on healing their child, inevitably they will have financial difficulties. And that's where Golden Fight comes in. They are huge in this respect. The money that they raise, 97% of it goes directly to the family. That nominal 2 to 3% just covers administrative things. A lot of the leadership for this particular charity do this on a volunteer basis because they know what kind of sacrifice and what kind of difficulties that these families go through. So if you want to check them out, go to goldenfight.org. It's a great charity. And if you feel so inclined, please throw some support their way. But also, let's close this real quick. And I want to say thank you to our guests. I told you time would fly when we were pushing over 2 hours for this. I enjoyed it thoroughly learning about you guys and learning about what stories you have to tell, the music, the comics, your own individual projects, your histories. It's just been a treat. You guys are also so incredibly hilarious. I had such a good time. You had me in tears. My side hurts from laughing so hard. So the door's open. You guys can come here, come back anytime, promote any of your individual projects or your joint project here, which is with the Microphone Misfits. You can come back here. The door is open. We want to hear from you. So that being said, yep, you're welcome. You're very welcome.
Thank you guys. Thank you so much.
Yeah, let it out. Signing off. So Joe, take us away.
Oh wow, you just did not give me an opening to do this right, did you? All right, that's fine.